Time to finish you. Keep your eye on the birdie. Just kidding.
Saying something's there, but can't I do?
Okay. I'm just gonna do what I did earlier where I would just skip the fight and just teleport in, or warp in, jump out, scan the thing, warp out again. As if I was never there. It's kind of funny because it sounds like saying Quantum Leap. Hey look, I'm going a full 200 meters per second. Weird. I wonder what changed. Wouldn't feel any different. Oh, there we go. 590. I thought I was going 600 for some reason in my head. Yeah, I'm going as fast as a bullet. I might end up all the way up.
Finally, some easy pickings.
Contact. Contact.
No, 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 no. Wait! Wait! It didn't stop! No! Stop taking 5 minutes to turn around, you piece of crap! There goes the ship. I thought it was all the way gonna stop before it started doing this. Oh my god.
Your journey begins now.
Do you guys have issues with spinning?
Contact.
Alright, good. We can slow it down. Alright, cool. We'll figure out what the issue is by jumping out. Because I'm pretty sure I hit the mod pretty hard. Yeah, beacon. Okay, that was really weird.
Jacob, he's dying.
Let me attend to him.
That wasn't fair. What was that? Like that first round, like did whatever the hell it wanted. All right, almost. Easy clap.
Roger, roger.
Yeah, Mackenzie Jude. It does feel better though. It's always like the spots where my scars are usually the itchiest for some reason.
Sentry guns online. Targeting grenade.
lands right by that stuff.
SCP hit. Sentry mode activated.
Do I have the most kills for our team? Yes, I do. Oh, I know. Second most. I was about to say, yeah. Nice. The other guy's got 17. He's doing a wee bit better than me. But not too much better. Alright, I know this really cool way around that I found yesterday. It's right here. Come up this way. You go all the way around to here. Keep running till you're about to hit the edge of the map. And you could tell that one of the developers made this specifically for us, because look. That's a good path. And this way you get actually a height advantage, or an elevation advantage, along with some other stuff when you get over here,
Transport under fire.
where they
That's
physically
damage.
cannot get to you. So you become the most powerful droid in existence. What? I am the most powerful droid in existence. Look at this! I'm floating! Whoa, superpowers. The force is strong with this droid. Oh crap, fall back. Oh crap. Well, might help if that doesn't happen.
Hey, we've got a new ally.
I've been good, having a decent weekend here. But yeah, you keep going
You
down this
require
way.
a memory wipe.
And then you end up right here. Okay, I'm here. Which then gets you shots down all
Reposition
that way.
immediately.
But yeah.
Sentry gun. Reposition immediately. You require a memory wipe. Grenade prime. Every droid must fight.
I'm trying to fight. You're just putting your stupid no-go zones in the dumb spots. You dumb. Dang it. Did you see that though? Strongest droid in existence. I have the power of the Force and anime on my side.
Ooh, good aim.
Oh, wait,
Republic
cancel.
is damaged at MTT.
Cancel. Yes, please.
Oh. You know, it's been a while since I fought one of you. I was thinking about it earlier. Let's go, Deathsaw. Slow motion. What the fuck is wrong with this one?
Freedom is always worth fighting for.
Even he's dying in slow motion. What the fuck? Just no.
Mastered a trade, keeps the hunger at bay.
You just... Wow. You're strong. Especially doing basically 1 foot.
Witcher,
Yeah?
there are a lot of them beasties you've, you know.
Killed?
Master
Yeah.
Witcher, there's an
You
elven
want 'em?
burial ground in the caverns nearabouts mid-copse, and a heap of monsters roaming about it.
Oh, okay. Why don't you do it, dude? You're like Kung Fu Master over here. What's the fire for? To keep you
There are a
warm?
lot of them beasties you've, you know.
Ah! Ah! Set the house on fire. He's a witch. He's a maniac, maniac on the dance
Master
floor.
Witcher, there's an elven burial ground in the caverns nearabouts mid-copse, and a heap of monsters roaming about it.
Okay, I kind of want to bump you.
Am I plowing invisible?
No, but
There are a
you're
lot of
pretty
them
freaking
beasties,
powerful.
You know.
Jeez, dude.
Perfect.
V, my dear.
And roller coaster. You won't want to miss the best view of Night City skyline in town. City skylines. Fuck. That just doesn't seem fair. Bully you only a tiny bit. I don't want to actually kill you.
Who's there?
What's up, boys? Here to say hello. Oh, I thought I was gonna do it a third time. I was like, alright. Let's take your head too. How's it going, everyone? Alright, so I got distracted. Also, now I know that my family's going on a little trip this week. I was like, oh, okay. At least they told me now instead of like, you know, when they're gone and I'm like, where is everybody? Sometimes this happens. I get really confused. Alright, so we're gonna do the last bits of the Gamescom stuff and the trailers that we haven't seen yet that were released at the same time at Gamescom. And again, they weren't on the streams we watched for whatever reason. I'm thinking there's one that we missed, and that's what it was. So let's get right into that. Huh. All right. Whatever. We'll just keep it on there. Huh. All right. Let's not look at those options because it doesn't really matter. All right. So this is one. I don't know if we saw it, but it's more talking about.
You're watching Gamescom 2024, and we've been getting so many looks at so many cool games. But now we get to talk about the best one of all. I'm here with Ed Beach, the creative director at Firaxis Games, to discuss my personal game of the show, Civ 7.
I don't know if it's
Well,
just
that's
me,
awesome
but
that
I
it's your
love that
personal
it's only
game,
my
so
left.
Yeah,
what more could I
ear for
want?
the most part.
I was telling you off screen that I just got into Civ 6, and now I have to relearn Civ 7, but I think that's fine.
We're trying to make it so
Or that's my hearing loss.
the barrier of entry is a little bit lower than before. Civ 6 could get a little dense in places. If you jumped in at the end with all the expansions and all the content there, that's actually not the easiest place to start. So I think Civ 7 might be just the move you want to make.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So you're leading me into my next question, which, so you've been consistently updating Civ 6, and there's a lot of mod support. So why is now the best time for a Civ 7?
Well, we've been thinking about Civ 7 for quite a while. We started work on the game before the pandemic, so it's been in development quite a while. The design team had ideas that worked really well in Civ 6, but had some side effects in terms of like the game takes a really long time to play. By the time you get late in the game, there's an awful lot of cities and units and so forth to manage. And we wanted to think about that and come up with a different approach so that we could make the game more manageable, more approachable, and actually just get players all the way to the finish line more often than had been happening in previous Civ games.
Yeah, I can't tell you the amount of times I've stayed up till 3 a.m. playing just one more round, you know?
Right.
It's got me. So Gathering Storm and its global warming mechanics were such a dynamic change for the core gameplay. Is that something that's going to be implemented in Civ 7?
So we're not talking a lot yet
Okay.
about what comes after sort of the exploration age, after the Renaissance. The first age we're diving all the way into right now, and we have demos and so forth of that. We're not going to forget about climate change, though. It was very, personally impactful when we got to work on that with Gathering Storm. I was the lead designer of that expansion. I looked up a lot of things about climate change, researched it, tried to, we're not a simulator type of game, but tried to get some of the things right in terms of how sea level rise works and storms move across the globe and so forth. So we brought a lot of that forward with us, and what you can see in the game right now that we're demoing with the Antiquity Age is there still are floods, there's still volcanic eruptions, we still have the storms that sweep across the map. So a lot of that Gathering Storm mechanics, ideas, whatever, that we still have those.
Okay. Yeah, that's really exciting. So is that part of the crises that is being implemented into this new system?
So those are sort of adjacent, but similar. We have several different crises. The one that we're demoing right now is an invasion crisis. Sort of imagine you're the Roman Empire and you've gotten too big and everyone wants a little piece of your action, and so those barbarians are at your gate and knocking on down the door. So that's the one that we're demoing in the build we have here right now, but we're working on other types of crises, things like unrest in your population or plagues, and some of those systems for crises use the same random event system that we use for the natural disasters.
Oh, okay. I have been very lucky and I haven't had that, so I'm going to keep crossing my fingers.
You'll hit one soon in Civ 6, I'm sure.
Oh, great. Thank you for that. Thank you for
Sorry to break the news, but it's going to happen.
I'll prepare myself.
Yeah.
So why did you switch from the era system to the age system?
So it is part of the trying to get people to have a game that is more manageable. 4X games have the problem in general that you start with just your first unit, you get one city down, you think, wow, this game's great, it's very manageable. When I get tens and dozens of cities and so many units to manage, everything bogs down. And we wanted to break our game up into chapters, very much like maybe a long book series or TV series that you might be enjoying, breaks itself up into seasons or books. So we could have like big traumatic moments like these crises that you were talking about, but then also give players a chance to breathe a little bit and reset things and simplify things, and that allows you to pace the player through a long experience in a more satisfying way than just saying, oh no, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and you just got to keep up. So it's a nice new way to tackle that problem, and we're really excited about how it's playing out.
Okay, as a new Civ player, I'm very happy to hear that. But for returning players, do you think it's still challenging enough that they'll find this new system interesting and?
Well, the experience is still just as long overall. Okay. So we actually do sort of a deeper, more immersive dive into the history of each historical age than before. And some of the gameplay mechanics, we can make deeper changes to them
I might give
so that they unfold differently, maybe in our Antiquity Age than in our Exploration Age. Like our trade system's different in all three ages. So I think there's plenty for people to get, dive deep in. We've recently demoed the game to a whole bunch of our community veterans. They're really excited about the possibilities and theory crafting and everything. So there's going to be plenty for everyone.
What was the best piece of feedback you got back from the community?
I think one thing we had to be really careful about is now that we've broken the game up into ages, we make you really think about who you are, which leader and civilizations are representing you in the game, and you get a chance to make a unique sort of historical pathway, like maybe you start as Rome, and where did Rome evolve? Maybe it evolved into another European civ, and that would get you to a Germany or Britain or France by the end of your game. And players like that, like historical storytelling and immersion, and we did allow some wackier combinations. And some of our fans love that because they love the theory crafting. I want to mix this with that, and I'm going to be super overpowered in science. But we also had to think about what those players who wanted the more historical pathway through our game. And so we've got the game set up so that that's the default way that both the human and the AI proceed through the game. And then you sort of have to, it's up to the player to opt into that wackier play style.
Okay, so you're speaking about being able to change the leaders with each age.
Yeah.
What is the wackiest combination that you've seen so far?
Well, we're not talking about all the leaders and
Right,
civs that we have now, but you can do things like you can have Augustus Caesar lead India. You can have Hatshepsut of Egypt lead Rome. So some of the things do strike you as a little bit wacky, but there are really good reasons and compelling reasons to try those things out, because that leader and the civ that don't normally go together might have bonuses in the same part of the game, and you just want to explore, wow, what if I get really powerful in culture or in my military strategies? And so those combinations are really compelling. Our quality assurance department, who's playing the game all the time, is like, oh, you got to try this one with that one because that's amazing. So it's great to hear that kind of stuff.
Okay, great. I'm definitely more military forward.
Oh, okay.
So I think I will try one of those combinations. That sounds very compelling to me.
Great.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me about this. I'm very excited to start a lot of wars in Civ 7 that I can't finish.
All right. Well, hopefully it just draws you in and you just stick with it because you want to see how it all ends and get all the way through.
Yeah, I don't think I'm the only one that has been caught by that just one more turn. So thank you. Well, that's about the time that we have for today. I am really excited for this game. I'm probably going to go run off and play the demo real quick. But Civ 7 is currently slated to be released in 2025. But between now and then, stay tuned right here for more Gamescom 2024 coverage.
You know, I might have played 6, depending on the year it came out. I know I played one of them more recently.
Hyper-realistic shooters with cutting-edge graphics are great and all, but have you ever wanted an FPS that looks like a cartoon from the 1930s? Well,
Vector.
Have improved. You take a look. Onto huge stack of. We have a couple offensive.
There's a quick button for the skip. Be like, no. We'll look it up. Should be shifting. Good to know. I'll give it a try. It's amazing to think that how long ago the last one came out, this one's out now. And I was like, didn't he just put out a new one last year? Then I saw the year was like 2019 or 2020, and I was like, ah. And like I said, hopefully they shove in the combat aircraft faster. For dweebs like me that just want to fly aircraft that are fun and not just like be a roleplay a commercial pilot. Seems boring as hell. Part of a ship then. Xbox.
I noticed that you have an assortment of Vault-Tec equipment.
If you are.
Hey, it works. Very good. It did work, right? That was the right.
If only there was some sort of sign as to where we are this morning. Jane, do you enjoy Xbox?
You know I bloody do enjoy Xbox. And here we are on the Xbox booth. There's signage, there's PC games, there's mobile games, there's console games, there's your next favourite game, apparently in that direction.
I've heard there's loads of statues, loads of photo ops in here. Probably going to make a fool of myself.
Let's do it. Okay, so we've split
Maybe
off
we
from
didn't see this
Simon. We're going to check out the Xbox booth. What we've got playable demos over here, photo ops on the Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road, all kinds of booths happening that way. Over here, though, we've got World of Warcraft looking extremely cool. There's demos of the War Within up there, but down here, we've got people being blasted in the face by fans. They're wearing VR headsets. That looks cool. Let's go check it out. You're joining me at the World of Warcraft War Within booth here at the back of the Xbox booth at Gamescom. And we've got the War Within, but we've also got these incredible 4D immersive rigs. The fourth dimension is air blasters. Let's go and take a look.
We have to get out of here.
Oh, jeez. It went to like 480p. I need to double check that. No, it's them. It ain't me.
Evasive maneuvers.
Oh my god, that looks so bad. Every other clip of this has looked great, but as soon as it went on them, look at that. It's like
That was
40p.
World of Warcraft Escape from Dalaran, a little taster in 4 dimensions of World of Warcraft The War Within. And if my hair is a mess, if my makeup is a mess, if I look like I might have motion sickness, no, only kidding, I don't have motion sickness, then it's because of Escape from Dalaran. It was genuinely very, very, very good, like almost theme park good. I wish you could join me here at Gamescom and try this out.
If you're going to take anything away from today, maybe you'd like to know that in German, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is Indiana Jones and the Großer Kreis. But the thing I've got my eye on here is a hat and a whip. Long-time Indiana Jones fan, going to live out my fantasy. Do I want to say I have a fantasy with a whip? I don't know. This is a different type.
Oh, they got a jacket for you and stuff? That's cool.
As you can see, Harrison Ford probably a little bit smaller than me, especially when it comes to head size. But do you know what? I'm ready to take on the role.
You join me now at the Avowed Theatre, but we're not going into the
like a
theatre.
lost
Look how
child.
regal. Instead, we're going over here to the Avowed photo op.
So funny.
Join me now, if I may. I'm getting the nod. We are allowed. We're going to the Avowed photo op that we scoped out earlier because there are, my friend, swords. And, well, my build is kind of like a dual-wield microphone sword build. Now, I'm looking at them, and they do appear to be affixed. So, actually, on closer inspection, I'm not going to be waving any of these swords around. So, what the heck, Avowed? Well, here's the photo op. Let's
so you can shoot magic
tap
spells.
to begin. And then agree to the privacy policy.
Oh, she agreed for you. You didn't agree. You're good.
Like we're there. And I'm casting, there you go, dual wield, microphone magic build.
See what else we can find around here. I don't know. Oh, there's Jane. God, she is so much better at this than me. Can you tell she's a professional? Because I'm definitely not.
Pow. I am controlling this. There you go. Game of the show. Game of the show. Magic. Caster. Microphone build.
For a second there, she almost looked like Russell Brand.
Now,
for some
Microsoft said
reason.
this was one of the biggest, if not the biggest booth they've ever had at Gamescom. And I think it's just like this bloody massive Doom guy in here. I've not really got anything more to say about it than it's bloody massive.
Would want to stand next to his leg to see
No, I
how
love
tall
Space
I
Marine
am.
1. It was my entry into the Warhammer 40k universe. And I'm here on the Space Marine 2 booth today, joined by none other than Demetrian Titus. How you doing, Demetrian? Hang on, 1 second. I think he's doing well. I think he's ready to meet his fans here on the Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 booth.
God, I can't wait to play it next week. Can't come soon enough.
We've been all around the Xbox booth. We're bathed in the glorious green light
Wait,
of
wait.
Xbox branding.
So
and
if my
for our
family
troubles,
leaves
we
on
have
those
won
days, let me
tokens,
see.
precious tokens. That means it's time for the claw machine. Let's go. Now, I hear you're very good at claw machines.
Oh, no,
I
it's
shouldn't have
this
said
week.
this, should
And
I?
You
then they'll be
literally said
gone.
before we started filming that you're good at
I
claw
think-
machines. So let's.
So they'll hear
let's
me
do it.
yelling
Four
dumb shit
have one go.
With our powers
in
combined,
40k.
we're going to win a prize.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hello.
We have got 4.
We come with tokens. There we go.
There you go.
combined.
Do we play
tactic.
until we win, or do we just get one
Oh
go?
wait, Space Marine is
Just one go. That's a lot of pressure, isn't it?
Oh, the pressure. Do you want me to take this? You're going to need both hands.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I can do this.
All right.
I can do this. What do we go for?
Well, you can have a ping
Oh, yeah,
pong
we
ball.
saw
No, it's
this
like a
part.
stress ball or a pop socket.
I'm going for like the turquoisey one. I like the look of that. Maybe
this
the
is
one in the middle on
strategic.
its own.
All
It's
right.
kind of sitting up nicely.
Okay. Oh.
I'm not feeling good about
Oh.
that. I'm not feeling good
Oh.
about that at all.
Oh, no. Oh,
Is that
it's
it?
all come to nothing here on the
Ah.
Xbox stand.
Well, do you know what?
What do
You
I
get
know?
much better value on Game Pass. Well, no prizes for us, but isn't the real prize the fun we had at the Xbox booth at Gamescom?
The real prize was the friendship we forged along the way.
If you say so. I mean, yeah,
All right,
okay.
fine.
What was the best thing you did today?
I had a lovely time over on the Escape from Dalaran 4-dimensional experience. It was immersive, things blew up, and I got wind blown in my face. What more could you ask for?
I don't know. That's all I want in
Literally
life.
nothing else. What about you? What was
I
your
think my
favourite?
favourite thing was getting to cosplay as Indiana Jones. I looked like an absolute fool. The hat was about 4 times too small for my head. But you know what?
Yeah.
I reckon, you know,
I like how happy he
God
looks, though.
forbid, when
That
Harrison Ford passes from this immortal coil. Maybe I'm next.
You're ready. Voiced by Troy Baker.
I would love to be voiced by Troy Baker. It's better than this voice. And speaking of which, I think people are probably sick of hearing about it by now. But do you know what, Jane? It's a big booth.
It's a big booth, big green booth.
Big booth.
Welcome to the gameplay commentary.
Saw that. Ah.
Now, okay, let's move on and talk about games again, which we were. This is tangentially related, but I want us to talk about some of the more, I guess you could say, like sleeper hits that were showcased at Opening Night Live. Because of course, you know, we got like we talked about the big titles, but I want us to kind of like see if we can touch on some of the, I guess, I wouldn't necessarily say smaller titles, but you know, like some that might get glossed over a little bit. We got Mecha Break. We got Delta Force, which is a campaign. It's a battlefield mode. I'm not too familiar with these particular games, but I want to put it out to our panel here. Mecha Break, Delta Force. What do we think of these particular titles?
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
Mecha Break, I actually played the test.
Yeah.
So I like Armored Core. I like mecha type games. It seems a little less sort of in depth than Armored Core, but it also kind of drops you into more of the multiplayer sort of a lot more quickly, I think, than Armored Core 6 did. And it has a lot of mecha designs from very well-known designers. It looks terrific, honestly. You can customize your pilot. Big anime energy, and as a mecha fan, I've been kind of looking for that arena game for a while now. I think it'll be more of a niche hit, but I think that it's going to definitely get a cult audience relatively quickly. And Delta Force, it's an extraction shooter, but also it has a battlefield component to it. When I was watching the trailer, I saw helicopters flying around, tanks, that kind of thing. I'm going to say I'm a Battlefield fan, maybe more so than Call of Duty, because I like driving the tank,
right,
or the planes, that kind of thing. So just seeing that, and Delta Force looks really, really good. No denying that.
Like big open scale, like large, like.
Yeah,
60
Destin was talking to us and saying there's the extraction. There are multiple modes, and one mode is just Battlefield, and the other mode is extraction shooter. And I thought to myself, okay, I'll just play the Battlefield mode. Sounds great.
Yeah. What about what about Path of Exile 2, which I think is like probably one of the most anticipated RPGs out there. Do we think it might dethrone Diablo 4, or has it already?
I think so in many ways.
Okay.
Well, I think Diablo is more mainstream, but I think Path of Exile has been really, really successful in a way that maybe not a lot of people outside hardcore RPG circles can really grasp. It is a huge game, and when Path of Exile 2 comes out, I think it'll be really successful. I think the big difference between it is that it's a lot more action-focused than Diablo. Diablo is all about building really broken builds and just numbers go up, right? Whereas Path of Exile 2 has a little bit more of that Elden Ring flavor to it, but from a top-down isometric perspective. I know those are different things. Where you're rolling around a lot. They use your dodge roll a lot more, and it's a beautiful looking game. it's going to be really good.
I just think it's a good time for computer RPGs as a whole. Like,
Yeah.
we're just eating well in terms of everything.
We are
now.
eating.
Yeah, and like Diablo 4 is like still very good, still very fun to play, and so now there's another one that you gotta like figure out which one you want to play.
And then
right
we'll
now.
have Vessel of Hatred coming out in October as well.
Yeah,
so much like hell and I'm like, where's like the nice version of those games?
Well, you want to know what the nice version is?
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals. Look at that. That's also coming out. I feel like we're eating way too good. Like this one, I got a free code for it during Comic-Con. But it's on my back catalog. I have so many games that I really want to play. Looking forward to this one. Obviously, you're tying it to the Marvel property, so that immediately lures me in. That attracts me in because you get to play as Spider-Man. Galactus's daughter, I believe she's in the game.
Galactica?
Galacta, I believe.
Are they father-daughter?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
You didn't know
No,
that?
I know she's in the trailer. I just thought she was like a friend.
To Galactus.
Yeah, I don't know. They dress similar.
Galactus is, he needs friends too.
That's what, I mean, maybe if he's a good dad, but I don't think he is. From what I read in her history, her bio. But anyways, this game looks amazing. I'm looking forward to playing this one. I guess the question is, what do we think about it? Do we think this is going to excite us for this genre of games? Also. The Marvel universe, because I feel like MCU is not really doing it for me right now.
They just had the biggest billion R-rated movie ever. Of course, MCU's
not that one. I'm talking about what's coming in the future. We got Tony Stark as Dr. Dumb.
I'll take it from here. I guess I didn't realize that Marvel Rivals would be free to play. Was that new?
I think they were sort of like hinting at it that was going to be the model. For me, the thing about Marvel Rivals for me is I think when it was first announced, a lot of people were like, oh, it's just Overwatch 2 with Marvel, right?
Yeah.
But then you give it a few weeks and people are like, wait a minute, I like Overwatch 2. I like Marvel.
Exactly. No, that wasn't like not a selling point for me when people were saying. I'm like, what do you mean? I like Overwatch 2. So,
Yeah. He's like, well, it's just like Overwatch. I'm like, I love Overwatch.
It's like, okay, and
a fun game, but with characters that I also like. So what's the problem here? And then I think the more people have gone to see it, and I think there was
I really want more of these hero shooters that have a story.
Yeah, people were playing it, I think, on PlayStation.
Not the story where you watch it online.
Beta, but I
want a campaign where I can play through it as the characters, see their history.
If you guys
Overwatch
know
2
me
is
on
supposed
IGN
to have
socials,
that,
I
and then they
always
said
talk
they
about
weren't doing
Fortnite,
it.
which I love, and that's free to play, and that
Because the original
game
Overwatch
is
was
the
going
most
to have a
money I've
story, and
ever
then they
spent
scrapped it.
for a free game. So Marvel Rivals, I know it said
I don't know who this person is necessarily. Like, I don't know any of these people. But I love that they keep looking at the camera like every 3 seconds and just look over like, haha.
Bucky, like his
Like, it's so weird to me.
vibranium arm, it looked like Venom.
Like they're
just
actually
very,
looking at
like,
each other, but then she
whoa,
just keeps
what
looking at the
happened
camera.
to
Like right
Chris
down the
Barnes over
barrel.
here? But yeah, I'm really excited because like it's like they have all the voice actors. Like I know like Gary Lowenthal reprises his role as Spider-Man and all these kind of fun big character moments. But like I feel like a free to play Marvel game that's multiplayer. It feels like a recipe. The Fortnite season right now is all Marvel, so it's like it seems like that's the way to go that's like the perfect recipe.
Yeah, so that's going to take you out of playing Fortnite for a while.
Let's not get crazy now. I mean, yeah, I do want to. I mean, especially if I can play it on PlayStation, which is my platform of choice.
The platform you're going to play Indiana Jones.
Yes. So if you guys are friends with me on PlayStation, you'll see my 2 most recently played games will be Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Marvel Rivals. One of which I paid for.
He still acts like no one cares.
Yeah.
So, Marvel Rivals
No
is
one
going
cares
to
about
have
what your friends are
all
playing.
characters unlocked at launch, which is a big deal because fans were rallying to petition to make sure that happened because there was a lot of fear that they would be paywalled at launch. So low-key, that was maybe the biggest reveal of the
and the
Marvel
fact that you said
Rivals
low-key.
trailer, I think.
Yeah. I think Locked Heroes is a difficult sort of balance to sort of hit.
Right at the camera.
It's
immediately after talking.
It feels unfair to have these characters that are very
like
cool
not the
and
camera
just be like, well, you
shooting
can't have them
specifically,
unless you play a
but
couple, certain amount
the one they
of
keep
hours.
looking
It's
at.
a slippery slope to paywall characters because then you start getting into pay-to-win territory. And frankly, nobody wants to grind through a battle pass just to be able to access a character that they want to play. put them all out there, get people into the game, and then come up with really cool skins that people can then access, and then pay way too much money for, or just don't have microtransactions at all.
Yeah, they really need
Maybe
to.
that's the way.
Everything you just said is what I do.
Camera.
Yeah.
See?
Well, in
Camera.
Fortnite.
Yes.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't stop
Unlock
seeing
War
it. And it's
Machine and, whew, man, his powers are overpowered.
Well, let's Thanos snap that idea away, hopefully. But anyways, we need to take a quick break, just one more. Stick around. IGN's live post-show coverage of Opening Night Live returns right after this.
Let's see.
If you've ever dreamed of running your own museum or just really enjoy the 2 Point series of games, then listen up.
Where
because
was I
our
for
next
some of
guests have the game for you. And me, here to tell us all about 2 Point Museum, please welcome 2 Point Studios Design Director Ben Huskins and Executive Producer Joe Köhler. Welcome to Gamescom, to Cologne.
The way the German accent says executive sounds like executioner.
Oh, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's
The weather
such a
is
great.
good?
The atmosphere is incredible.
Yeah, it is.
A little bit too warm, but that's okay.
That's okay. And the halls are cooled, so everything okay. And today's the first consumer day, so we're really excited to have you here. So, 2 Point has taken on education with campus, on medicine with hospitals. So now, Ben, how did you come up with the idea, the theme of museum, and why should fans be excited about this game?
Yeah, well, the thing that's great about museums is that they have these amazing collections of completely unique exhibits. And as soon as we started talking about museum as an idea, we got really excited about what if we let players build up their own unique collections of exhibits. And that got us thinking about, well, like, how do the players get these exhibits? They can, they can send their experts off on expeditions around the county. They can basically explore and discover. We really love this idea of getting across this sense of exploration and discovery and anticipation about what might come back when your team comes back from an expedition. And this just got us really excited about, getting these exhibits, and then of course once you've got them, putting them on display in your museums, and actually that whole side of it as a museum manager, you deciding how you lay things out, and you deciding where do you put your most impressive exhibits, where do you want to channel your guests through the museum, and how do you give them the best possible experience?
I've got some ideas, but I've also saw in the trailer that you welcome families. I saw a lot of little children climbing on very precious exhibitions. So what do we need to look out for when we're welcoming those visitors?
So we were really excited to introduce children to 2 Point County, and I think it's just felt like such a natural fitting, a natural place for them to be. And with children, we've been introducing family groups, we've introduced school trips, and all sorts of, they're kind of like little agents of chaos, and they make a right mess of the museum, don't they? But we've also introduced a lot of other character types, like the professor, he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he likes knowledge, doesn't he?
Yeah, so when professors come in, you need to focus a bit more on education, because they're going to donate money based on how much they learn about all of your exhibits. And then if you've got frozen items, you'll get
the Yetis. I love them. I love the frozen exhibits particularly. So you also have to maintain your exhibits. So with frozen items, you need to have your freezer cooler, and then you'll get Yetis come to visit.
So if I have all these visitors, how do I keep them happy throughout the game?
So I particularly love decorating. So for me, I keep my visitors happy by making a beautiful museum. So I looking for customization options, the lighting, decorative items, and try and make a really incredible space for them to enjoy.
Yeah, Joe's museums are usually a work of art, whereas my museums, I guess my philosophy is more, fill their minds with wonder, empty their wallets. That's more my approach.
Yeah, that's straight on.
my museums tend to end up being a bit of a hellish labyrinth where visitors have to go through about 5 different gift shops before they can escape the museum. Don't get me wrong, they still have a good time, they just leave with no money.
So in another world, you would be managing a theme park also.
Well, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I get it. So is each museum restricted to one exhibit type?
So you can actually put any exhibit in any museum. So we designed the game like this because we wanted the players to really have freedom to build and design the museum however they wanted to.
And I saw definitely something new, which are unique fish in the game. So can you tell me more about the creation of these artsy creatures and how we can enjoy the fruits of that labor?
So we had lots of fun coming up with the ideas for the fish. I think with the exhibits in our game, sometimes we kind of pull on pop culture references, sometimes it's an idea for an animation, a joke or a pun, but with the fish, we kind of leaned quite heavily on real life reference, but then try to inject 2-point humour and charm into it. So, like for example, we've got the pufferfish. He's my personal favourite. He's very cute, he's got goofy eyes, puffy cheeks, and you can actually get him as a plushie in a gift shop, which is super cute. We've got the clownfish, he's small, he's got a red nose, so that's quite like on the nose. We've also got like the bull shark, who's kind of scary looking. He's a shark with a bull ring, and you actually have to keep him separate, or I do, because he does eat the little fish.
Okay, so talking about fish, let's talk about fish romance. I always wanted to say that on an Xbox broadcast. No, but seriously, how do we keep the fish population healthy?
Yeah, so I mean, the whole aquarium management feature as a whole, there's quite a lot of depth to it, really, because there's all these different types of fish, and they all behave in different ways, and they all have different characteristics. And you're having to think about, like, do I have enough filters in the aquarium to keep them going? Do I have the right types of food for the different fish that I've got in there? Is the aquarium the right temperature for them? Because all the fish have different needs, different requirements. So there's quite a lot of depth to it. Like, the aquarium management as a whole, it's almost a game in itself. And so, yeah, you're having to think about how do I keep them healthy, because, you know, you can even name your individual fish and get quite attached. You know, oh, it's Clive the fish. That's my favourite fish.
Don't get me attached, please not.
Yeah, and then, you know, while you're nurturing them, you know, if you give them a nice little secluded area to hang out with, then maybe fish romance will blossom, and maybe you'll get, you know, nice little baby fish.
Okay.
Exactly.
So just one follow-up question. The name of my fish is called Bartholomew. If I want to know what he needs as food, what he really likes, where do I find it? Like, is there a fish tab or?
Oh yeah.
Ah, okay.
There's lots of info. Yeah.
Lots of information.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then how do you actually level up the whole museum?
Right, yeah, so as you begin to expand your museum, you're going to want to go on more expeditions to find a wider variety of exhibits to have in your museum. And of course, as you get more to add to your collection, you're having to think about where should I put them relative to the things that I've already got. How's it affecting my layout? Maybe I need to reorganize my whole museum layout. And as you get more things, the visitors will want to stay for longer in your museums. You're going to need to put down, you know, cafes and you know, other facilities to keep them happy. Otherwise, the kids will get bored, and then they'll leave, and the parents will be really angry. And so, yeah, you need to build up your collection of exhibits. And just keep those guests staying as long as possible. And the thing we were really keen to do with museum is what we found is people get quite attached to their museums over time, because as you build up that collection, and you're having to look after them, right? Because you don't want your fish to die.
Bartholomew. Yeah.
You don't want your frozen caveman in ice to melt, because that'll ruin it. Then you get quite attached to your museum, and you know, all of the hours you've spent noodling around laying things out. And so what we do is we keep giving you reasons to come back to each museum, which is great, because I think you do really feel like it's become your own thing.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming. And everybody who is here at Gamescom can play the game, actually, either at the Xbox booth or at the Sega booth, which is in the same hall, Hall 7. I love that we're neighbors. But then last but not least, I think you can wishlist it at home as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
My name is Dan D'Entremont, game director for Squirrel with a Gun, the game where you play as the neighborhood's most obnoxious rodent, committing crimes and causing mayhem in pursuit of golden acorns. And I'm so excited to share a bit about what makes this nutty sandbox shooter and puzzle platformer so special. The core of Squirrel with a Gun is in its nutty sandbox gameplay. We had to make sure the gameplay was as crazy as the concept. You play as an unhinged animal as it wreaks havoc on the world around you as you explore and complete hidden objectives. You can be a nice squirrel and ask for snacks and pose for photos. You might get some rewards for
Ukrainians will get that last one.
Like
Russians
helping a
will
bride find her missing groom, shooting some hoops, going on a little water adventure, and heading to the skate park to show off some tricks. But you can also choose to be a nuisance, pestering the community, like running them over with your little RC car, giving someone a shave riding the drone, doing a showdown with Wild Will the cowboy. There are so many different ways you can interact with people in this game, and a lot of hidden side quests to complete with the NPCs in exchange for the highly desirable golden acorns.
Give me the gold
Regular
nut.
acorns and the rare golden acorns are used as currency to unlock new weapons or other interactable items, like your RC car. This game also has a lot of clever puzzle platforming. Not only do you jump and climb around like a normal squirrel would, but because this squirrel is often equipped for combat, you can use a gun's recoil to boost its jumps. This feature is utilized in various ways based on which gun you are holding, and
The ground is
sometimes you
lava.
need a specific weapon to help you navigate a puzzle. For example, you wouldn't be able to get the acorn on top of this roof without a shotgun to blast you up there. We had a lot of fun making each puzzle super unique. There's a minefield that you have to sneak through to get the rewards on the other side. The neighborhood itself has all sorts of backyard puzzles, like getting some air with bouncy umbrellas, or getting low in the crawlspace maze. Some of them can get a little crazy. You can take to the sky on a bouncy castle, and head underwater to get some rewards. Let's take a quick pause in the gameplay to show off some cosmetics we've been working on to style up our squirrel. My favorite outfit is the diving suit because it lets you explore a hidden underwater cave that you otherwise wouldn't have access to. A few of the cosmetics even have tactical effects. Wearing a bomb suit will reduce explosive damage, and the sparkler hat can light propane tanks on fire. And of course you can't have a squirrel with a gun without the gun. There's 7 different weapons to unlock in the game, each with its own unique takedown.
It literally feels
and
like you're a
jump boost.
squirrel in the
You
Matrix
can learn
and
more
they're the
about them by
agents.
watching our previous Arsenal trailer. Each one is a blast. I hope you learned a little something about how squirrels can wield weapons and cause chaos. And I can't wait for all of you to get your paws on this passion project of ours.
Run, little buddy, run. Maximum.
Year, The Elder Scrolls Online celebrates 10 years. I should have brought some sweet rolls. But here to give us the latest from the franchise, please welcome The Elder Scrolls President Matt Firor and Creative Director Rich Lambert himself. Hey, dudes. How you doing?
Great.
Great.
Yeah. Great to be here. It's great to be here in the Xbox booth here at Gamescom.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are no strangers to Gamescom in general, so you're aware of the behemoth scale of everything, but I mean, this is something else for the Xbox booth. It's great to have like a whole team together for it, which is awesome. And you guys are on the booth as well, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But what I want to get into is the fact that it is 10 years. That's really special for a game to go for that long. And you guys thought, well, let's make a big deal out of it. Let's celebrate. So how are we doing that in-game?
Yeah, well, you know, it's been 10 years since we launched, but it's been like 18 years since we founded the studio. So we've been working on this game a long time.
Forever, yeah.
And Rich and I were both here in the very beginning. So, but yeah, we're celebrating. Obviously, we're here at Gamescom. We've done some great community events outside the game. We had a huge one in Amsterdam that you were at.
It was a lot of fun, I gotta say.
Oh, yes. Well over 1,000 people. Just a couple weeks ago, we had another big one in Germany.
Yeah, the Tavern.
The Tavern, also huge with live music and just a huge multi-day festival. And then we've done other stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, it's countless, right? We've got new things planned, in the future. We're going to be at TwitchCon, and then also we've got an Australia event coming up too. So.
Yeah, and inside the game, we've had just back-to-back events, just celebrating 10 years. So we're giving lots of free stuff away to players in the game, and it's all a lot themed around different chapters that we've had over the years and different characters and everything. So it's just, we're really trying to do, pull out all the stops and have a great inside the game experience, but then also bring it out to the fans out in the real world.
Well, let's talk about that outside of the game perspective, because you do have pretty substantial little segment really cool, over there. Why did it feel right to make sure that you guys were here at Gamescom?
Well, Germany is a huge player base for us. I think it's the second biggest after the United States. So we've been coming over here for many, many years. I mean, it's I think 2013 before launch was our first year here at Gamescom, and we've had community events here longer than we've had community events in America. Seriously, so Germany is cool. And Europe as a whole is a very, very important, in our hearts and to the success of the game, and we like to come out and thank them in game. But yeah, we got a huge presence in the booth.
It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
like,
and y'all are
people lined
looking
up
at
all
a
around,
two-time
we've got some
crown
cosplayers here. It's just this really amazing feel and vibe. And then of course we get to meet the players, hang out with them.
3
some
months
players.
ago,
Matt said, we've been
like
here
total.
at the tavern since 2013, and I remember, it started really small and it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's people that come every year that we
I literally did nothing every day but play PvP.
And it just feels great
and maybe
to see
hang out with
people
friends a
being,
little bit.
Jumping so
but mostly
deep
it was
into it as
PvP
well,
just to
and
get that
it's
crown.
a huge part of their lives. This is how they've met some of their best friends. That they've spent countless hours in the game, just experiencing the incredible tales that you've been able to tell through it. So that it's a really nice way to connect and meet genuine friends here.
Yeah, and it's important here that we've been talking about this for a few minutes now, and we're talking about the community because the community is the game in many ways. For a game to last for 10 years at this level of success, right? It's just more about the people that play the game at this point than the people that make it. So we never forget that. We very much appreciate it. And we always know when we do have community events and like hands-on and things here at Gamescom, players like to come here to meet each other more than even to meet us. Like their best friends are in the game sometimes, and just to meet them in the real world is awesome.
And we just happen to be here, right? Like that's the thing, right? Like so it's really cool.
So 10 years, you've not just been like sitting around letting people enjoy the game. You've been working hard. There have been new content updates. You've had a new chapter released this same year as well. Do you want to talk a bit about Gold Road and what's there for players to experience with that?
Yeah, Gold Road is the continuation of the story that we started last year with Necron. So it's this story about a new Daedric prince who's been long forgotten, Athelia. She looks different, she acts different than everybody else, and then it's a bit of a nostalgia trip through the West Weald, which was also in Oblivion, Test for Oblivion. So it's been really cool to be able to do that and then add new systems as well. We added the scribing system, which allows players to essentially build their own abilities. And really kind of mix and match, those abilities with their builds, and then, just change the colors and whatnot to really match their role play.
Yeah, because that's such an important part for your players. It's
oh
not
no,
just about
so they do know about the role play
get the
community.
DPS meter up. It's so much more than that, right?
Yeah, it's like I joke with Rich a lot. We're talking about scribing, but we have a roguelike game. Infinite Archives inside our game, right? We have so many different things you can do in ESO, and in fact, years ago, I think 3 or 4 years ago, we started calling it a virtual world, like a fantasy virtual world, because that's really what it is. It's much more than a game at this point. You can log in and play a card game. Now you can decorate your house and share it with others, and antiquity system and PvP, and
I don't even think I got my home. I was just like,
so
all right,
much
cool.
To do in this
and I had
game
other stuff I wanted
really
to do, and I started
all
streaming.
Week and do different things every day.
You guys were Metaverse before people even were thinking about Metaverse. I mean, you had them beat. Speaking of housing, you do have a current update available for PC players with the update 43. Console players are going to be able to get hands-on with that pretty soon, but give us a brief overview of what they can expect with that.
So the big new system is home tours, right? It allows players to share their creations with other players, and our housing system is incredible. It's super deep. It is free form, so there's no hook points. There's nothing along those lines.
So
whatever players can dream up, they can build. They can put chairs on the ceilings. They can cobble together a bunch of things to create new assets. And they do, and they make these really cool creations. And now Home Tours allows them to share that with other people. And those people can go in and view these homes and like them, and like it's really going to open the doors for our community.
Yeah, so to speak. But
that's good. I didn't think about that.
The people watching the stream right now, I think, are seeing some housing in game.
Yeah.
And I just want to reiterate, everything they're seeing is in game in our housing system. Like it could be created by the players.
Yep.
And in fact, some of the ones they're going to get to soon are actually created by players themselves.
Amazing.
And it's unbelievable what they can do with the tools we've given them.
Well, it's a good thing you never asked me, because mine just always looks like some midlife crisis bachelor's pad. There's
not very good with it either,
there's like
so.
monster
It's
trophies
like-
on the wall, like one chair in
Yeah,
the middle of it.
basic.
It looks
It's
really
just a
sad,
chair,
but with this
one
update, I
bed
think
in
we're
a
going to have to
corner.
try and up my housing chops and
It's
make something look good.
Just going through and exploring and seeing what other players are doing is just so inspiring, right? Like, it's amazing.
It's not just the only thing that's getting updated, though, because we mentioned the roguelike part of it as well, Infinite Archives. That's also having a few new flourishes added to it as well, right?
Yeah, so we've added a bunch of new bosses.
I noticed
into
that the
there,
guy on
some
the
new
right
monster
can't
types.
turn his neck.
We've
It's
added
just
in
like a-
two new arena types, so there's a fire
Like,
and ice
oh, we've
arena.
all been there, buddy.
We've added new verses and visions,
Suddenly
which
your
are the
neck don't
buffs
work
that
as
players
good.
earn while they're kind of progressing through. And then, of course, there's tons of new loot, new class sets and whatnot.
Amazing. Community being at the heart of your game. We know that they can also be vocal too, which is a good thing because that's passionate. I like it, and that's the way that we can make great games even greater. So there must be some improvements on the way, some feedback you've had lately that you're looking to include in the game pretty soon.
Yeah, we ship updates to ESO every 12 weeks, and we've been doing that since 2015. So, and every one of those has had a fix, a bug fix, or balance tweaks, or some kind of quality of life fix, based on feedback we've gotten from the community. And
Yeah,
you
they
know,
were
we
really
can't
good
get to
about that stuff
everything
when I was playing.
quite as fast as the community would like us to, I am sure.
Yeah.
But you know, we were responsive, and we would not be here right now if we didn't take the feedback the community gave us and acted on it. And so things like home tours, right? There's a huge segment of ESO now of the player base which really does primarily housing. You know, so we gotten some feedback from the other players in the game, like, why are you doing a housing feature?
I see people say housing is end game. Like that is the end
You know,
goal.
it's
right?
fashion and housing, right? Like that's what you hear a lot. And you know, to Matt's point, sometimes they're not big things. Sometimes they're just small things. Like one of the, I think is a big thing that's coming in is probably one of the smallest things. And it's, we now remember the last guild you posted in for the guild stores. So now you can be in 5 guilds in ESO. And what oftentimes would happen is it would reset back to like that first guild that you joined. So you're posting stuff to the guild store in the wrong guild, and right, so that's just a pain point, and we were finally able to get around to fixing that.
Awesome. I do want to make sure that I give you guys a shout out for possibly one of the most memorable trailers from Showcase, because your 10-year one was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. Like, we were all watching it, doing a little mini watch party in the Xbox On studio, and we were like, this is great stuff.
You know, and I think over the years, you know, this is an Elder Scrolls game, right? A lot of the videos we've done are a lot about combat and fighting giant, you know, monsters and huge, you know, demon Daedric princes, right? But that video, the We Belong video, is more about the heart of the game, and that's from what the players experience. That's much more what the game is to them than just going on quests. Because of course we have that, but you're doing it with friends, right? You're doing it with people that you meet in the game, and you're starting out, and you can't do much, and then you get really powerful, right? That's the heart of the game right there in that video.
Amazing. Well, when update 43 drops on console, I'll make sure to spruce up my home. Maybe you could tour it, see what you think. But thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Gamescom. The Elder Scrolls Online update 43 is launching September 4th, 2024, so pretty soon. For details on that update, the 10th anniversary plans, and more, make sure that you do tune into the ESO Gamescom live stream, which is kicking off in just over an hour at 6 p.m. CEST, 12 p.m. EDT at twitch.tv/Bethesda.
Later this year, you can finally do your part to make the galaxy safe by battling the bug menace in Starship.
Fragpunk is a 5v5 hero shooter where the rules change based on the luck of the draw. And here to tell us what's in the cards is Shin Chang, creative director and producer on the game, and Junwei Shi, who'll be interpreting. Hello, welcome.
Hello, hello. Hello, Gamescom. Hello,
Yes.
hello, IGN.
Hello everyone, I'm Brian, the lead game designer for Arena Breakout Infinite. I'm excited to share with you some updates. Thanks to all your
He
support
doesn't look
and
very
feedback
excited.
during the closed beta test in May. We have made great progress. Arena Breakout Infinite is available for early access now. You can download it from our website and play it for free. From this early access, your progression will be persistent, which means there will be no wipes. So get ready for Season 0. Season 0 is our first season. You will be able to play ranked mode and get exclusive rewards as you rank up. We are still developing the season system and will update it in the upcoming versions. We've added a new map called Armory. It's an indoor map perfect for close quarter combat. It offers an intense, exciting battle and high risk, high reward experience. If you take down a few players and have a good extraction, you will really score big. We've also added overcast weather and are working on adding more weather types like rain and fog. We've fine-tuned basic actions like moving, sprinting, turning, jumping, and some other detailed actions. These changes are based on your beta testing feedback, and we're not done yet. Future updates will make things even smoother. We've added 11 new weapons, over 20 pieces of new gear, and more than 100 weapon mods. We hope you enjoy trying them all out and finding your favorites. We've also improved throwables, including their animations and trajectory.
Oh, you mean so you don't just throw things like at your own feet?
Give them another try now. This early access version focuses on in-game content, so it will only have a few basic monetization services. We are working on cosmetics, weapon skins, and melee weapons for the next update. We've added kill cam, more language options, and lowered hardware requirements based on your feedback from beta testing. Stay tuned for more updates during early access by following us on social media.
If you didn't install
to everyone for your support since our closed beta test.
better parts on your PC, that's your fault.
Work, but it's been well worth it. We're committed to keep updating and improving
that
the
actually
game
makes me
so
wonder
you
who's
in
playing
Come On.
then. Like, what part of the world were they in? Were they rocking potatoes and they're just like, hey, you need to make this so I can play? It's like, bro, you're on Windows 98. Like, what do you mean? Your GPU's from 10 years ago.
What's up,
Of course
everybody?
it's not
Max
good.
Scoville here. I'm with Joel Bylaws from Funcom. We are here to talk about Dune Awakening. I think we should address the Shai Hulud in the room. We got life-size worms out here. So I've seen a lot of buzz around this.
Yep. We saw that. I think we saw this. Yeah. Not sure about this one. Oh yeah, we did.
In just a few days, gamers everywhere will be able to.
Saw this.
Superheroes are supposed to fight supervillains, but as anyone who reads comics can tell you, a lot of the time they also fight each other. So it was a matter of time before we got a
childish
superhero
shit, to be
shooter
honest,
that
and-
hits iconic heroes.
All right, that's one of my most hated tropes, that if any two superheroes happen to be in a movie together or in a comic together, whatever, they have to fight each other, then fight a bad thing to like work together to fight the thing. And it's like, I hate that. Just work together, like from the start.
Heroes
Be
against
adults.
each other. Here to tell us about Marvel rivals, we've got Zhi Young Feng.
I think it's just to
Danny
answer
Hu
the question,
from Marvel
yeah, who
Games,
would
and
win?
Yu Ding Chen, who will be translating.
Oh yeah, we saw
Hello.
this.
Hello.
As soon as I saw the theory,
What's up, everybody?
we were
Welcome
there.
to a very special Gamescom edition of GameScoop. I'm your host, Damon Hatfield. I'm joined here in Cologne, Germany, by Sam Claiborne.
We're actually here. It's
Rachel
so exciting.
Weber.
All right.
We've just heard from the developers. Now let's meet some of the voices of Metaphor
Not sure, but-
Refantasio. Joining me now are Kristen Atherton and Stuart Clark. Thanks so much for joining us here at Gamescom. How are you
I
finding
liked
it so
his
far?
hair, so I'm pretty sure I saw this.
Mate, it's been overwhelming in the best possible way.
The prince and
Okay.
Hello, Simon and Matt here from.
Definitely saw this.
You know, a guy once told me, don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner. And
Saw that.
We are here in the merchandise area at Gamescom 2024. Stella, what are we here to do?
We are here to get you merch for the Gamescom
If he
award
says that
show
he's
that's
using her
happening this
money,
week,
then
and I'm
yeah,
so
we saw
excited.
this.
We are spending Stella's own.
Yep. Okay. So we saw that.
What's up, everybody? Ben Watts here at the Xbox booth at Gamescom 2024 in Cologne, Germany, checking out the new collaboration between Luca 3 and Jordan Brand in Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon 5. Let's go!
World of Warcraft has its 10th expansion pack coming very soon on August the 26th this year, and Azeroth is yet again in danger from a new dark force. Joining us today to talk about the war within, our associate designer.
Hi, my name is Sasha McKinnon. I'm the CEO and founder of Mino Games and the creator of Dimensionals. So Mino Games has been around.
Diablo 4 was one of last year's most addictive games, and if you thought you were done, they're about to pull you right back in. Here to tell us about the upcoming Vessel of Hatred expansion, I'm joined by Brett Gibson, game director, and Tiffany K. Watt, production director. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Let's talk about Vessel of Hatred, coming to Diablo 4 October 8th, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And I believe at the show here at Gamescom, you're showing a new trailer for the Pale Hand Mercenaries.
Yes.
What do we need to know about this
okay.
crew?
They're talking about the mercenaries. Yeah, we saw that.
Betrayed. Cutter be locked in eternal battle with his foe.
Damn, stab him through the face.
Savage waters and choose your battles wisely. Gather your crew and ready yourselves to board the enemy vessel. Weaken the enemy by choosing your targets wisely. Board the enemy vessel with sharp positioning and clever tactics. Victory will be yours.
Kind of looks like XCOM, but with pirates.
Tame the legendary beasts to fight alongside ye in battle.
Oh, I love that they just got reduced to like blood splats on the ground.
Are ye ready to settle
It's
the
like
score?
weirdly wholesome and brutal at the same time. Like it looks like, I don't know, Sea of Thieves level. Yeah, we'll put that in this. Oh, is that Wizard, Breach Wizards or whatever? That's one I like. Yeah,
Hi,
tactical.
I'm Tom. This is Tactical Breach Wizards. Me and a small team
Yeah,
have
saw
been
the
working on this
announcement a couple
for about
months
6.5 years now. And as of today, it's done. It's out. You can buy it. In fact, please do, because we spent 6.5 years on it. And now we really need it to sell. It's a turn-based tactics game where you have a small team of wizards in Kevlar and modern-day tactical gear. And it's about finding ways to combine their spells to solve the combat encounters you're in. And the way we enable you to do that is we let you rewind your turn as many times as you like. So rather than just sitting there and asking yourself, how does this ability work, just try using it, see what happens. And if you're stuck
like
and you
that.
can't see a good solution to the problem you're facing, try a bad solution.
I didn't know it was
probably
out,
won't
though.
work, but if
I
you
wanna-
try it, you might
definitely
realize,
wanna play
oh,
it at some point.
if I set a predictive bolt up in advance and then use Jen's chain shock to push somebody into it, that's a way we can take out two people with one action. Maybe if I now rewind and use that somewhere else, there's actually a way to clear this whole room in one turn. So basically, it's a game that helps you have clever ideas, even if you have no clever ideas. As mentioned, we have kind of a lot riding on this now, and the thing that's going to make or break us is how well it does in launch week. So we're doing the usual launch discount, it's 10% off this week, but we also wanted to do something extra to thank the people who support us at launch. So we put together a little pack of outfits. They're called the WizTac set, and they look like this. They've got a kind of future tech vibe that we didn't go for in the main game. They're purely cosmetic like all the other outfits in the game, and you get these if you buy the game in launch week. If you miss launch week, they'll still be available as part of the special edition, so you can never miss out on them completely, but if you buy in launch week, you just get them for free. Alright, I should probably tell you a bit more about the game, shouldn't I? It's a very story-driven campaign, it's about 15 hours long, all the levels are handcrafted, there's no random generation. It's got pretty extensive difficulty options, so you're not likely to find it too hard or too easy, and we're really proud of it, so I hope you have a good time.
Where did he go? He's got like black hold. Not bad for $18. That looks fun. Working again. Wales later. Emotional escalation. Oh, it's literally called diplomacy is not an option. Okay, put that on the list.
I write these lines from a lost monastery in the Pyrenees, whose name and existence few know. Although I came here as a guest, I am now a prisoner. Luckily, I am not alone. A group of companions and I are planning our escape. We must confront violence, corruption, and our own fears.
Kind of reminds me of really old games that used to be like that.
May God have mercy on our souls, or whatever is left of them.
With like the animated mixed with game. Stone Madness, very interesting.
We f***ing love video games. And every time a trailer comes online, we see hundreds and hundreds of comments from the fans. Like, why don't we see a movie like this? Or why can't we have a series like this? And we could not agree more.
One of the biggest announcements to come out of Gamescom opening night live was the reveal of Prime Video's Secret Level, an animated anthology series inspired by various video games. It's from the creators of Netflix's Love, Death and Robots, which was awesome, so the idea of that formula being applied to a handful of established video game IPs has a lot of people excited. But here's the thing. We've already seen a bunch of awesome video game inspired shorts from some of the people responsible for Love, Death and Robots in the portfolio of Blur Studios. The biggest name attached to Secret Level is Tim Miller, who's best known for directing the first Deadpool movie, but he's also one of the founders of Blur Studio, a visual effects studio that's produced cutting-edge CGI sequences for a wide range of clients.
Like Quake, Star Wars, Warhammer, Call of Duty.
Love, Death and Robots actually began as a new take on the adult animation classic Heavy Metal in collaboration with director David Fincher. He would in turn hire Blur to handle the title sequence for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which is arguably one of the coolest things ever animated. Most of Blur's portfolio, however, is dedicated to game trailers. Cinematic game trailers have always been divisive among gamers as a form of marketing, since they always have more polished graphics than the product they're promoting and usually oversell how exciting the actual gameplay will be. After all, they're advertisements. That said, when viewed outside of the context of a marketing campaign or an E3 presentation, they're essentially just short films, and Blur has made some of the best ones ever. Rocksteady's Batman games are no slouch in the visuals department, but they look like the Adam West show when compared to Blur's cinematic trailers for Arkham City, Arkham Origins,
Don't make fun of Adam
Arkham
West
Knight.
like that. OG Batman lives forever, baby. Batman 69. Or sorry, 66.
Meanwhile, Blur's also given Industrial Light and Magic a run for its money with trailers for a few Star Wars games, like The Force Unleashed 1 and 2, plus a handful of cinematics that made the Old Republic's various expansion seem considerably more expansive. These were released during a relative lull for Star Wars media after the prequels, but before the Disney
some of the
buyout.
best
So,
cinematics
seeing
ever
that galaxy
for
far,
Star
far
Wars.
away presented so cinematically was extremely welcome.
So maybe one to play as a trooper.
Your republic shall fall.
Halo fans are likely very familiar with Blur's work, whether they realize it or
Halo
not.
2 anniversary.
As the studio was in charge of overhauling the cutscenes in the Master Chief Collection, as well as making them from scratch for both Halo Wars games.
I know you. Yeah, I know you.
Occasionally, the
I don't know what
cinematics
that
are
mech
just
suit is,
full-on
but I want
shorts,
that.
like the
I
one
never
Blur
did
did
play,
for Far Cry
Halo Wars
3
2.
called Stranded. This one in particular shows Blur's talent for translating a sprawling piece of interactive media into a bite-sized linear one, and it literally offers a different perspective.
Let's hit it. Do some exploring.
Far Cry 3 is entirely first person, but Stranded shows its protagonist Jason Brody from the outside. And sure, it was intended as marketing material to hype people up, but in hindsight, it's a really cool piece of supplemental media to an awesome game.
You getting this? You recording? Oh, yeah. My man Jason brings the heat. Hey, put that down. Go now. Go.
Okay, we got it. We're leaving.
In several cases, Blur's made trailers for games that have failed to materialize. Prey eventually got a sequel. It wasn't the Prey 2 that got a lot of people's attention back at E3 2011, thanks to Blur's very slick cinematic trailer. Gameplay was shown off too, but the project was ultimately cancelled, which makes Blur's trailer an interesting relic.
Capture device initiated.
No, wait! I paid double, triple!
Mr. Brooks, how would you describe yourself? Well, I like to think of myself as a people person.
Insomniac's Overstrike may look and sound like an Overwatch knockoff, but it actually predates Blizzard's hero shooter by a few years. It was eventually rebranded as Fuse and given a substantial visual overhaul before launching and landing with a thud.
How do you explain the collateral damage your team leaves in its wake? Enthusiasm?
Cliff Bleszinski's ill-fated multiplayer shooter Lawbreakers was released, but then subsequently cancelled. The servers might be offline, but the cinematic is still up. You can go watch gameplay too, but revisiting the trailer is just as entertaining. Activision commissioned Blur to make a trailer for True Crime Hong Kong before pulling the plug on development. Thankfully, the project was scooped up by Square Enix and released as the truly criminally underrated Sleeping Dogs, but watching that original reveal trailer hints at how the original version might have a slightly different tone.
Going undercover, you have to make sacrifices. You have to understand
really good games.
that your life as a regular cop, a regular person, is over.
It's hard to say which will see the light of day first, Netflix's BioShock show, the eternally kicked around BioShock movie, or a new BioShock game, but at least we have Blur's absolutely gorgeous trailer for BioShock Infinite, which may have created some sky-high expectations for Columbia prior to the game's release, but is pretty awesome to revisit knowing the context. Video game adaptations are better than they've ever been, but they're still easy to screw up. A big budget feature film or streaming series based on Pac-Man, Mega Man, or
All I'm saying
Spelunky
is,
sounds
expensive as it
iffy,
would
to
be,
say the least, but
just
a big
use
budget,
the
tightly
cinematic
scripted,
people
animated
to
short,
make a whole
that's
animated
another story.
movie
So
with
maybe
the
that's
actual
the
voice
secret that
actors of
Secret
the
Level
game.
has figured out.
And
We
stop
don't have to
doing
wait
live
long to
action.
see for ourselves. Prime Video series premieres December the 10th. In the meantime, go rewatch some cinematic trailers.
You'll make more money in the end.
It is our love letter
It's just
to
an
game,
expensive start.
and you can watch the series on Amazon Prime Video on December 10th. Not too far now.
Well, it
So,
sounds like he's been
enjoy.
crying.
Thank you.
The music that's been in the background kind of reminded me of the old Mass Effect 2 Is that the end? No, it's not the end. What the fuck?
We f***ing love.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. I see what they did. All right, there's a couple more here that we possibly didn't see. This, I don't know if you want to watch the whole thing, but it'll kind of knock out the majority of it. So let's do it. Here in the sky. I'm so excited for this.
Almost came in through the back door. Don't trust anyone.
Yeah, COD's in a couple of days as well. It's gonna be like a busy 3 weeks and then nothing for like a month, which is good. Give you time to get through them all.
Good evening. The Soviet Union is no more.
Good
Despite
evening,
a potential for
cowards.
instability and chaos, these events clearly serve our national interest. Free from the specter of global conflict.
Hell yeah.
Today we celebrate the mystery of American renewal.
Something's going on. Something big.
I'm a fire starter. Terrific fire starter.
I figured if I stuck around hell long enough, I'd see the devil.
How's he look? I'm a fire starter.
Miss you, Bill. Already.
The agency is compromised.
It's only been like a
Being
month.
hunted from the inside.
You don't have to trust me, Marshal. But it might be better if you do. Hey! It's something you should see.
What the hell are we getting into? Don't trust anyone.
You broke into a CIA black site. Are you out of your mind?
Things got complicated.
I think they'll try to beat Call of Duty in like 1 or 2 streams. Should be fine.
May God continue to bless the United States of America.
And then the other one we'll be playing at that time
You
is
just
Star
got a
Wars.
first look at the campaign for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Set in the 1990s after the Cold War ends, where the truth isn't what it seems.
What I'm hearing is Desert Storm
It's
time.
an
Woo!
honor to stand here representing the creative teams at Activision. And please stay tuned after the showcase, where we will take you inside the studios to hear directly from Treyarch and Raven, who are working on Call of Duty
Hell
Black
yeah.
Ops 6. You'll
Like I
get
told you guys before, that's a
25-minute
really
deep
good
dive
throw
into
for
the story and a sneak
discombobulating
peek at
somebody.
multiplayer and zombies.
When your head hits the ground, you're just like,
It's
whoa,
been
where am
10
I
years
again?
since
Is
Call of
everything
Duty has
working?
been in our show.
You start wiggling your fingers and
It's
stuff to
been
make sure
even
you still
longer
got feeling.
since all Call of Duty players got the same game at the same time.
Like it's a big
Going forward, everyone will experience the game, including the Black Ops 6 beta, the season expansions, and the updates at launch. There are currently over 100 million people who play Call of Duty every month. We hope to grow that community by making Black Ops 6 the first Call of Duty game that will be available in Game Pass day one. So no matter where you choose to play, everyone is welcome to experience Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on October 25th. I'm incredibly excited for today's show.
You know what I
I'm standing
appreciate
here
about
thinking
this?
about all the passion that
He's
has
not
gone
having
into
to,
making this show what it is.
Pause
It's
between
an
for
honor
cheering and stuff.
to share the
So
latest
the way that they're
efforts
doing
from
this,
our
I appreciate
partners
it.
around the
He's
world.
really getting it out.
And from our own creative teams at Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard, and Xbox Game Studios, who are doing what I believe is some of their best work ever.
I will agree. It seems like a lot of
And
those
now I
companies
get
are
to
trying to turn
introduce
themselves
something
around and
that
stop
is
being
special to me.
the 2015
As someone
on
who has played
Greed
games
Fest.
for as long as I have, it's amazing that I get to set up this world premiere. So thank you all for joining us, and please enjoy the show.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, it is. It's doing that. What was this? Oh, 2 months ago. Damn. That's fine. We're catching up on movie trailers. Oh, this game. I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting. Just make sure it stays in 4K. Fucking Doom! Medieval or something, or Dark Ages. I look at him in his little furry cape. Just mulching the freaking skulls. It's like if Captain America actually used the shield properly. Some razor blades on that bitch. Kick him in the balls. Oh no. Really? Is it because I picked 4K and it's like, wait, we had loaded this whole thing in automatic, so we weren't ready. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't start doing that. That's a bad sign. Ethernet. No internet connection. Alright, I'll have it fixed in a second. But for you on YouTube, you're seeing the whole process. Ain't that cool? Ain't that just the bee's knees? Oh, damn, it went out during, like, I think Call of Duty, actually. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. Depends. My phone sometimes decides to pause video for no reason. But that's why I always keep one screen up over here that's playing, like, you know, the live stream, and then I always keep one over here on the mouse, or on my phone, playing the other bit. Back in it, y'all. The internet just decided to fail me. Like I said, if you're enjoying this on YouTube or VODs afterwards, enjoy. Ah, I can't wait. Before it comes out, though, we gotta figure out when the release date is, and then I'm gonna play the Doom Eternal before that. So I never did play through it. I should have, but I never did. It was mostly financial again. It was during the time when I was very financially on the hook for other humans in my life, so that was
Who were
annoying.
you before?
Only this
Who
year
did
have I
you
been
love?
finally able to, like, save up again.
What did you believe?
Oh, this is that new one we were just talking about the other day.
It's too late to ask now. We all knew the risks when we ventured out beyond the gates. But you helped us make something greater than the fear and death that surrounded us. We found hope in each other.
Help! I'm surrounded. They're everywhere. There's way more than I was expecting.
And even if we bought the other survivors just one more day, the sacrifice would be worth it. It would always be worth it.
I wouldn't even know why you would go after that one if it's not actually crawling out. You know what I mean? Like, why waste your time on ones that ain't going for you?
And that helped us find the courage to keep going.
It almost looked like live gameplay there, though, which is kind of cool. I don't know if it's the way they did the FPS or not. I was about to say that's about to be real bad. The dude just had violent tendencies. Like, he's just like, I like hurting things and people. I'll put one in his head.
I didn't know you well. But we'll keep your memory alive.
You're not gonna shoot him? That's rude. I suppose someone will find him later, walking around, then he'll have supplies on him, so that's good.
And will never be forgotten.
Nasty. You may want to drive the other way. That dude's big. I would be actually scared of roided out zombies. Like, if people doing roids ended up as a zombie and didn't lose the muscle mass, but now they also don't have the mental blockers that tell you to not punch, you know, real hard. Ugh.
We live on.
He's like one tap your car into oblivion. Yeah, rip his arm around or whatever. Oh no, the state of decay? Oh, I didn't even realize that. I guess that makes a lot more sense. Play Game 1 with Game Pass. I love that they're calling it Electronic Arts now to try to be like, hey look, they're not exactly EA anymore. We all remember the EA period.
This'll take more than you and me.
My boobs.
We need someone to be our eyes and ears in the shadows.
And someone to bring a little darkness to the daylight.
The mage killer.
We're going into the fade, aren't we?
And digging up a lot of buried secrets.
He looks very fancy. I like him.
What about Darkspawn?
Yeah. Someone who will stand between us and a pack of demons.
I like that they're bringing back Darkspawn as an actual thing.
Will be dragons.
Because there hasn't really been Darkspawn in Inquisition.
We'll need someone with fire in their blood.
Nice.
One more thing.
Aren't the bulls coming back?
This crew needs a leader. Someone we can count on. Someone that the world can count on.
Harding just being a hottie like always.
But where are we gonna find her?
I hope she's a romance option this time. Chase streams and embrace shadows. Anatoly, France.
We have received a distress call of unknown origin. There is no record of a star station in this orbit. Something is not right.
Oh, wait, no, maybe not Starfield.
This is the Serpent's will.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it's Starfield. It really does remind me of The Expanse. Just waiting for the creation kit to come out for it and all that fun stuff, and then
Hold very
I'll
still
eventually
and
play it.
choose your words carefully.
But
They will determine
most
how
modders
long
abandon
you
it so
live.
far. We'll see.
You trespass in the home of House Varun. Your fate will be decided by the Great Serpent.
Can you feel its embrace encircling your heart? Constricting until there is no more you.
What kind of gun is that?
Only us.
Yeah, space.
I'm from the Trackers Alliance. We have a proposal for you.
I'm surprised they haven't had something like that. Like, here, go on these hunting expeditions. You gotta kill this creature on this planet. All that crap. Like a hunter's club or something. Oh, maybe they do. The creation club's out. Let me look that up. Those are mods right there.
Vaultathon 76 is sponsored in part
Oh, it
by
is out
Sugar
as of
Bombs Breakfast
June.
Soup. Bombs away. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're coming to you live in the 10th consecutive hour of our Vaultathon 76 drive. We've got operators standing by and, oh, it looks like we've got one.
Harry's on from Skyline Valley. He's sending the whole family to Vault 76.
How about that? Skyline Valley. Beautiful country.
When
Right
the
in the
next
heart of
DLC
Shenandoah.
thing for 76 drops, that's when we're gonna go back to it. Because we played everything prior, so I definitely want to make a ghoul though. I'm excited.
Call now to join Harry and the over 17 million Vault dwellers already on board. And let's keep those numbers climbing.
Got 4 on the line from AVR Medical Center.
Vault 76 is a growing
Just
community.
having to do
And
math.
strong community can weather any storm. Why, just take a look at our Skyline Valley neighbors in Vault 63. The greatest scientific minds are hard at work, cooking up shocking new ways to protect and preserve this Appalachian Eden. Yes, Skyline Valley is a stunning portrait of Mother Nature in repose. From the picturesque Shenandoah National Park to its majestic wildlife and friendly local residents, Skyline Valley is a welcome home to all. And don't forget to bring home a souvenir or two. When the bombs started dropping, don't come a-knocking. Call now to reserve your place in Vault 76. Still not sold? Well, I suppose having skin is not for everyone. Best of luck out there.
So excited for that though. Play as a ghoul so bad.
World premiere.
to go to the bathroom real quick.
Soon she'll wake and paint again.
Number keeps going down.
Paint a new number. Ticking down every year. One stroke. And everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness. Every year she paints again. And every year an expedition departs for the continent with one hopeless mission. Destroy the paintress so she can never paint death again. We'll break the cycle so she can't steal anyone else's future.
This world is full of wonders. Yet everywhere we go, we walk with death. Do you mean we're the only ones left?
Just develop nukes. She can't paint if she gets vaporized. Honestly, the game looks kind of fun. Only downside is it looks like it's one of those team battlers where it's initiative.
Even if we fail, we lay the trail for those who will come after.
And turn-based.
We are Expedition 33.
Do you think there's a chance my mom's still alive?
If your ma's anything like you here, she'll keep fighting till we find her.
Yeah.
That looks fun just because I'm a southerner and I really appreciate it. It seems like almost everything's coming out day one on Game Pass, which is good lately.
In darkness, she slumbers and dreams.
I can tell by the music.
And for countless
You know how many times I watched this as a kid?
mortal heroes
Like, I watched it every time I started up the game.
to defend her. They faced monsters
My last DLC I played. The one that made me quit.
and beasts.
The one that made me come back.
Primordial horror.
And then I quit again. Because
Though they fought amongst themselves, their enmity followed
I still like to
them
see the trailers, though.
to the most distant shores. And even across
Hell yeah.
time and space. Their courage never faltered. Even upon the very threshold of death.
I wonder why no one's ever done a Warcraft 40k type game.
The final battle
Like, this is like Warhammer Fantasy.
near.
It says Warcraft Fantasy. And Warcraft like 40k.
In the darkness, at the very heart of the world, The drums of war thunder once again. And Azeroth at last awakens. The world's soul, so long denied me, shall be mine.
I always wondered, what is the point of just destroying your own planet? Like, at least we do with greenhouse gases and climate change. She's always constantly trying to, like, straight up break the planet. It's like, what are you gonna accomplish?
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet. Approaching Soviet airspace.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake.
Okay.
I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
It's a remake for 3.
This will be a sneaking mission.
This is the game that made me like
must not be
Tiger
seen
Strike.
by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
I want to play it. I'm definitely playing on stream. 'Cause I never got to play them as a kid much. I think I only beat the first one. Played most of the second one.
Speak.
Oh, not her. I just remember hating her.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
So is it a remake of 3? Because it looks, I mean, it's even called Snake Eater, so. Are they just not calling it the remake? They're just calling it the original title. Weird that it doesn't say release date or anything. Also, wait, is it coming out for Xbox then? Because I just thought about it. This is the Xbox showcase. A sweet looking ship. I heard there's a bigger ship in Sea of Thieves now. Still doesn't give me a reason to want to go back to that game. It was fun when it launched. And it slowly just got weirdly worse.
Your kind meddled where you should.
Then it got better, but like, then there wasn't anyone to fight, so.
As long as Haru is free, your world is in mortal peril.
And how is it that you know all of this?
Because I am a god too.
Oh, this.
If you're a god, you're one of them. Why would I do anything to help someone I've sworn to kill?
If it's vengeance you want, I'll give it to you.
Souls Light.
Come on then. Fight me and die.
I like that they saw my line. I always tell people that threaten me at work. Fight me and die. Or try it and die. I play for keeps, baby. July 18, 2024. Oh, so that's already out. Unlock the Siege of Dawn. Here, I'll put that as a possible later.
We return to you now as the gods of mankind.
I just want to hear the song and then we'll go. With Ajax there. Oh. Ah, it makes me so happy.
How far?
Every day. I'm thinking we saw the rest of this.
How far to his last known location?
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts.
Yeah, so we saw this.
Beloved franchises, verse, and we can.
Yeah, the new Perfect Dark looks interesting. Wait, now I can add to this though.
Agent Joanna Dark is caught in the middle of a near-future war over advanced technology that threatens the lives of millions. We hope you enjoyed the first look at gameplay, and we can't wait to share more from the developers at The Initiative and Crystal Dynamics as the game progresses. The creativity and talent of game creators are what make our industry unique, and I'm incredibly proud of our games and our teams. They are building a diverse lineup of titles, which includes new installments in beloved franchises like Doom, The Dark Ages from id Software, updates and expansions to our ongoing games like World of Warcraft, The War Within from Blizzard, handcrafted original concepts.
That's right, I forgot
like
Xbox
South
owns
of
Blizzard
Midnight
now.
from Compulsion Games, and blockbuster games with massive audiences like Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision. On behalf of our creative teams at Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard, King, and Xbox Game Studios, we thank you for your continued support, and we look forward to getting their ambitious games in your hands. Diablo is one of the most enduring and beloved series in all of gaming. We're thrilled to have Diablo 4 in Game Pass, where millions of you made it your favorite way to play. This October, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred expands the demon slaying experience with an all-new character class, a new region, and of course, the next chapter in the acclaimed story. Here is the opening cinematic for the game. Let's take a look.
And we already saw this.
Exclusive host of her gift.
Oh wait, we went too far.
Oh.
Yep. Okay. There we go.
Oh, right. Jew.
I can't wait to play New
So,
Fable.
You want to know
Waited
all
like
that hero?
10 years for one.
Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah? There he is, in all his finery. Cheers. I mean, sure, you get your mega fans,
You are like literally my favorite person.
your haters,
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
your chancers, and the occasional giant toad, for some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
We thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, isn't it? Really, stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift. But you know what it's like when you're young and you have a point to prove. I tell you, this kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent, the power. She was something
The new
else,
fighting
right?
was really good.
She was terrifying. So, yeah, I knew this girl once who made all the wrong choices.
Humphrey. She's back.
I'm going to fix it.
Excited.
This place. And no one is going to stand in my way.
World premiere.
Yeah.
Use this. Make your own rules.
What's your name again?
We were selling the rat game.
World premiere.
My mixtapes bend others to my will. It's a strange, almost cosmic talent.
Go back to a time where summers lasted forever, when friendships were unbreakable, and any trouble was good trouble.
This year, I want to ride a flaming stallion of delinquency.
Yes!
What's your name again?
From Beethoven and Dinosaur comes an adventure
Oh, no.
of a lifetime in the making. Experience the freedom of the teenage wasteland, sneaking out, making out, avoiding the law, and maybe something a little more.
Hey, can I stand up?
Yeah, little Rockford, go nuts!
Set to the soundtrack of a generation.
What are we gonna think of ourselves in 10 years?
I'll just remember to tell myself that felt important at the time.
Your greatest memories are stored in music. You're invited to go back in mixtape.
That's right.
There have been noise complaints.
Put it on the list.
Okay.
Ow. Yeah, it's Forza. Guarantee. Oh no, it's Flight Sim. So yeah, we've seen it. I didn't see it before, but I think this is gonna be the same trailer. Oh, you can have a little cat buddy now. That's cute. I think I had a Fennec Fox. Yeah, right in his nipple. That'll knock him out. Pretty much how me and my friends used to play, just fooling around and playing through the game together. Really wish there was a way to like train your unarmed talent back in that game though. It wasn't really I punch good class. But my Khajiit Nightblade was really strong. Using two-hander, great swords, and just wrecking everything. Daggers. Dude stuck in the little the crawler thing. So great. June 18th.
World premiere.
I swore I'd never use my power again.
Okay,
But 2 nights ago,
Are you sure you want to investigate these Hindi?
I can't let this go.
Jones.
It could be the best kept secret in history.
What are you going to do?
Screw it, we'll watch it again 'cause it's good.
These artifacts have a deep
It's still
connection to
surprising that
something in the
Bethesda's
past.
actually doing it.
Boss believes they hold a kind of power. A discovery that could change the world.
What were you doing out there?
Fresh air!
We have to find the stones, Gina. Or they will. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you'd get a perfectly aligned circle.
The Great Circle.
Exactly.
I intercepted the Morse code coming from the Himalayas.
Where Voss is sending all of his men.
The way that the Great Circle is always put to me is, yeah, crazy that a bunch of civilizations would create their holy sites in an area that's temperate and they can breathe. You know, like the equator and all that stuff.
Gotta find a stone.
So of course it's gonna be a circle.
What's that in his hands? What does it say?
Earth something.
Yep.
What was that?
We'd better hide. Hey, tú! Ciao.
Hands behind your head.
Where's the stone, you American rat?
What stone?
Have you ever heard of Höhenangst?
Fear of heights?
Yes! And I have it. I endured this dreadful mountain even if my mind was screaming every step of the way. Because of a concept you narrow-minded Americans will never understand! Devotion. Total and absolute devotion to the fatherland. You have no purpose. What you have is your stupid American cartoons. Choo-choo! Choo-choo! Ha 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 ha!
It's a range
You
laughter.
laugh and dance, celebrating your own idiocy and drinking the piss you call beer! I will walk through fire for the devoted men of the Reich. Give me that stone. Now!
Can't give you what I don't have.
I shall search your corpse to make sure!
Please wait.
Give me the stone.
Gina.
So good. Oh, I'm gonna love playing it. I'm so excited. Like, I wish we could have had Indiana Jones prior to at this level, but at the same time, I'm okay with it. The stone!
Gina! Haltet sie auf! Erschießt sie! Hab dich!
Like, it's got the perfect Indiana Jones feel to it. It makes me want to rewatch the movies before I play. You know what I mean? And then even watch Young Indiana Jones just for funsies, which, if you didn't know, is on Disney Plus. Series of movies of him as like a teenager and like young adult. That's enough. Play it. I want to play it so bad. I'm so easy. But if it's multiplayer only, I probably won't. To be honest, I'll give it like a day. We'll see.
You never know you are a monster until someone comes to slay you. The first signs are really subtle, but over time, it becomes clear. The gift changes you, slowly consuming every little part of your humanity.
Ew. Remember to cut through your targets, kids. Not just try to cut them. Probably should wear some armor.
I should know. It runs in my blood.
Nothing is forever. Wu Chang, Fallen Petals. Yeah, Wu Chang looks interesting, but it's one of those ones where it's like, looks like a, what do you call it? Souls-like. You know me, Souls-like games.
Come. Your Emperor has chosen you as our envoy to the living lands. That wild frontier suffers from the Dream Scourge. Find the root of this terrible plague and put an end to it.
He is wrong. The Dream Scourge is but a symptom of a deeper, more dangerous rot. Go, tame the chaos that plagues the living lands, so that those who remain standing can shape its future.
They both deceive you. There is more wonder in this world than eyes alone can see. You must open yourself to its mysteries. Tend to its purpose, no matter how
Oh, wait,
wild.
no. I know what this is.
And become what the living lands truly needs. Its protector.
Yeah, Avowed looks so fun. I'm really gonna have to start just paying for Game Pass at this point. Like all these games coming out.
World premiere.
Rebellion. That could be good. Oh, okay. Add a ball again.
Did your father ever tell you why my bones ache in the weather? War. Their soldiers killed everyone.
I do not fear our enemy. They talk of peace and dream of war.
I haven't seen this trailer yet, so. But it makes Assassin's Creed look like it's gonna be really good.
Our people deserve to be freed of the oppressor's grasp.
Vengeance is a lonely path now, eh? Believe me, there are other ways to heal.
Did you get Yasuke just running through walls like a champ?
Abuse their power do not deserve to keep it. There is much we will learn from each other, Yasuke.
I wonder if that's Oda.
You can see when two people fit, when they will be better together.
There is no honor in preying on the weak.
I think I'm gonna play most of the game as Yasuke, like as much as I can. As fun as she's gonna be, I just like the brutality. Like he's just like beating people to death.
Back to the people.
Plus, being a samurai is always fun. Yep.
We've been honored to partner with GSC Game World, the Ukrainian studio behind Stalker 2. We can't wait for you to experience their game yourselves on September 5th. Today, you've seen amazing games from creators
we're so
around the
close to
world,
Stalker.
from both our partners and our own studios, from the biggest blockbusters to original independent games. I hope you enjoy the breadth of titles coming to Xbox.
Of November.
In addition to all these great games, we're
I'm guessing
introducing
Stalker
a
looked at
new
what else was coming out
all-digital
around that time.
Series
Like, all right,
and
hey,
expanding
let's
color
push it
and
back a
storage
minute.
options across the Series X and S lineup. They'll be coming to select markets this holiday. These new X and S consoles, alongside the many other devices in our Xbox gaming family, offer you more choices. It's our mission to make Xbox the best place for you to play by including the titles from our own studios in Game Pass at launch, by bringing your games into the future with our commitment to game preservation.
When it comes to consoles,
by
though,
pushing
I'm
the
trying to
technical
stick
boundaries
to
in our future hardware and
physical
empowering
media.
you to play your games anywhere you want on Xbox consoles, PC, and cloud. This is what defines Xbox today and in the future, and we're hard at work on the next generation. Immediately after Showcase ends, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Direct begins. We're taking you inside Treyarch and Raven for an extended look at what's next in Black Ops. But before we dive into the Direct, we've saved one more thing.
World premiere.
Oh, okay. So yeah. I'm guessing this is why Marcus started keeping a knife on his thing so he can just yank it. Little fights like this. It's getting ragdolled. D-Day is a scary thing, and I can't wait to see it. Something we've been asking years for. It's nice to see that the cities used to look somewhat nice, like an actual city. Instead of always looking like it's just full of ash and death. It's kind of cool to watch it fall. I dig that. Alright, let me see. Pretty sure we saw this. This I'm not sure. Really don't feel like we saw this.
Hello and welcome to Treyarch in Los Angeles, and thanks for joining us today. We're excited to share what we've been working on for the past few years. For Black Ops 6, we really wanted to give ourselves the time to craft something truly great. This means we're delivering a new level of polish and innovation across all parts of the game. I've been working here for over 20 years, and I can tell you that we have something special on our hands with Black Ops 6. And I know that the team are excited to give you a deep dive into our campaign and global innovations across the entire game.
With Black Ops 6, we're taking players to a new but familiar era, the early 90s. In true signature Black Ops fashion, our story builds on real history, thrusting players into a conspiracy where a shadowy force has infiltrated the highest levels of the U.S. government, branding anyone who resists as traitors and forcing players to go rogue for the first time to fight the very machine that created them. The team has been meticulously crafting every aspect of this game to deliver the fun and attitude players expect from the Black Ops franchise.
Multiplayer is of course here and brings the Black Ops style and provides a playground for the brand new Omni movement system. New way to push beyond your limits and move like an action hero. You'll see a sneak peek of that later today. Round-based zombies is absolutely back and better than ever, and you can be sure it's full of surprises. With that, let's step into the mind-bending campaign experience we've been crafting with our partners at Raven.
So I like that what they've started doing is having both teams work together a lot more.
No turning back now.
So you get the best of all worlds. What everyone's best at, you have them work on that thing.
Every Call
which
of
is what
Duty
we've been
player has
asking
a favorite
for like
campaign
15
mission.
years.
When we set out to make Black Ops 6, we were focused on delivering missions so iconic that they stick in your memory long after. We are bringing
Better have
an
one gillied up
action-packed
mission.
blockbuster feel to every step of the narrative. We are giving you more variety, more dynamic moment-to-moment gameplay, and more options to finish each mission.
We can do this loud or quiet.
The game is packed with unexpected moments of Black Ops mystery. It's a high-octane spy thriller where you're never sure who to trust and what's real. And it's all set against the backdrop of the early 90s. The Soviet Union was crumbling after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the end of the Cold War. The US is the only remaining superpower. The Gulf War was dominating headlines everywhere, and there was a growing mistrust in government, reflected everywhere across the music, television, and pop culture of the time. When we talk about the Black Ops timeline, Black Ops 6 comes after the events of the Cold War, but is directly tied to the 1986 flashbacks in Black Ops 2, the aftermath of which has left our heroes in dire circumstances.
Something you should see.
Okay,
Black
so
Ops
this is after
6
Woods
blends
got
the
shot
rich
in
and
the
gritty
legs.
history of previous franchise titles with bold new characters, with veteran Frank Woods as our through line in our story. In this new chapter, we see a different side of Woods following his traumatic injury at the hands of Raul Menendez. He's been pulled from the field as he adjusts to a new role within the CIA, often behind a desk or on the other end of a radio. His protege is Troy Marshall, who's been making a name for himself in the field. Marshall is a reluctant leader driven by a strong moral compass. Marshall and Woods are working with another new face in Black Ops 6, CIA handler Jane Harrow. She's a born leader, fearless and brilliant, and helps manage their relationships within the agency. Woods' ability to operate in the shadows has always been hugely valuable to the CIA, whether they want to admit it or not. And Marshall has the ability to make tough calls in the field, ones that Harrow trusts him to make. But when an operation goes wrong, Woods and Marshall are suspended and ultimately forced to go rogue. They soon realize they have to trust each other to get to the bottom of what's going on. Without any of their usual resources, they have to build their own team, recruiting two exciting new characters in Felix Newman, a technical genius, and Savati Dumas, a mysterious assassin. With the end of the Cold War,
let me go back for something.
Woods are working with another new face in Black Ops 6, CIA handler Jane Harrow.
Oh, Jane.
She's
okay.
a born leader.
I thought it was
Newman, a technical genius, and Savati Dumas, a mysterious assassin. With the end of the Cold War, these former enemies have become new allies. And with the sudden return of notorious operative Russell Adler, who'd gone missing for months, a former ally may have become a new enemy.
For the Black Ops single-player campaign, we prioritized mission variety and unique experiences. Our goal was to offer players a wide variety of mission types, each crafted from the ground up. One moment, you'll be storming a palace. The next, you'll be pulling off a heist at a casino. We aim to take players all over the world and immerse them in vastly different experiences, Within these missions, we wanted gameplay to unfold in multiple ways, giving players the freedom to navigate through them as they see fit. Where we have different combat styles, we also have conversation opportunities where you can talk, barter, and manipulate your way into different experiences. And we think you'll want to replay levels to see them all.
The aim is all over the place.
We are excited to offer a variety of different enemy types in the campaign. The goal was to provide different challenges for the player. So whether they choose to go in guns,
so they're bringing back heavies,
or take a stealthier approach.
Line them up right, you can take them both down with one shot. Nice and quiet.
We've continued to push on what's possible in terms of how our enemy combatants behave. Your enemies will be relentless, constantly seeking to outmaneuver you throughout the levels. They'll cut off escape routes, push on players' location, and force them to think on their feet. We've created certain missions where we give you a high-level objective and a variety of ways to approach that objective. One mission in particular takes place in a vast desert in Iraq. You and your team are hunting down missile launchers with the SAS. It's one of the largest campaign maps that we've ever created.
Look alive, people! They know we're coming!
Back when America was doing good shit. Like Afghanistan, good move. Iraq, not so much. Unless it was Desert Storm. Desert Storm was a good move.
We find that some of our destinations have a startling contrast in look and feel as well. We have a mission that takes place in an opulent casino in Southern Europe. It's unlike any past mission in Call of Duty. And what the player does in this space is totally unexpected. And
That's
another
cool.
one of our
I like
missions
all
we
the
have
sleight
set
of hand.
in the harsh tundra of northern Russia.
So missions like
We
that
are
are
excited to
gonna be fun.
offer an array of brand new equipment, as well as some favorites from the Black Ops universe. RCXD, Tranquilizer Trap,
Just like nuked his fucking head
Adrenaline
off.
Stem, Homing Knife, Disruptor,
I remember the disruptors being annoying in multiplayer because it makes you shoot like all your ammo.
The campaign is grounded within an expanded campaign hub called the Safe House. You might remember we also had that in Black Ops Cold War. But this time, we wanted to think a little bit more broadly about the environment. We chose to have our team's hub located in a more naturalistic setting. So, it's in an abandoned manor by an ocean cliffside. What's most unique is that it used to be a KGB black site, which was operational during the 50s and 60s. This brings a lot of intrigue to the Safe House and will allow players to explore and discover secrets from the past. The team is also bringing back the evidence board, which is still the centerpiece of the Safe House experience, but with brand new upgrades. Players can view the campaign outline, gain deeper insights into missions, and analyze evidence collected throughout missions.
So we can have more than like 2 side quests.
Okay. Capture. Okay, the attacker comes in. I'll go. 3, 2, 1, go! That was sick. Great.
I didn't like the part where he tried to catch himself, though. He literally went like
With
this
Black
to
Ops
try to
6,
catch the
Our
ground.
goal is to create a more connected experience that keeps players immersed across every
After he
single
just got
mode.
axed in the head. Should have dead armed.
We've pushed ourselves at every corner to innovate and craft
About the little things.
the most signature Black Ops experience for our players.
Ooh, look at this. Sniped the shit
Movement
out
has
of
been
that
a
guy.
consistent area of focus and innovation for Call of Duty. And with Black Ops 6, we're redefining movement across the entire game. For the first time ever, players can sprint in any direction and move like a true Black Ops action hero with an entirely new global system we call Omni Movement. This unlocks the ability to move like never before and seamlessly chain combat maneuvers like slide,
That's what we've been
dive,
asking
and our
for
enhanced
years.
supine prone in full 360 degrees range of motion.
From the beginning, we started with, you can't do this thing, why? And then realized people actually move that way. What happens if we get rid of that construct? And then instantly it opened up like, oh, if you can sprint in any direction, then you can dive in any direction, you could slide in any direction, which then led to all the on-the-ground movement and everything else chaining together.
Off looks so goofy.
It's really been something that changes how you think and play the game, whether it's campaign, MP, or zombies. We truly believe that once you experience Omni movement, there's no going back. We also have what we're calling intelligent movement, which is a set of features that drastically reduces how many buttons or keys you're pressing to perform various movements. These can be enabled in player options, and they're broken down into 3 categories: sprint assist, mantle assist, and crouch assist. And each of these settings will allow for fine-tuning. Intelligent movement really started with this idea that we want all players to focus on what they want to do and not how to do it. We want every player, regardless of skill level or input,
so they're trying to make it more
to be able to engage with Omni movement and live out their own action hero fantasy in Black Ops 6. We looked at other genres like racing games where they have these
I feel like that
missed that can be turned on and off.
Yeah,
like
he like aimed off to the side, but still somehow
hit him. We really
him.
love the idea of taking that thinking and applying it to our own movement options. I don't think this is a one-size-fits-all thing, and I encourage players to play around with combos of these settings to really dial in their preferred setup. Hit zones are regions on a character that react when taking damage or dying. In past games, we've only had 4 regions. For Black Ops 6, we've actually increased that to 9 regions, so now we can determine if that enemy was shot in their left leg or right leg, and then we'll play a bespoke death animation depending on that location that they were hit. So world connectivity is this concept that players' movement and reactions are connected to the world based on their choices. A great example that really shines is a global feature we call corner slicing, where as you round a corner or go through a doorway, your weapon's going to dynamically rotate in the direction that you're rounding that corner. And since it's dynamic, it'll be a bit more dramatic if you're slowly clearing a room, but won't affect you at all if you're barreling full speed around that same corner. We are constantly looking for opportunities to set the bar with movement and animations in Black Ops 6.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Our team is super thrilled to show you the best looking characters that we've done.
So yeah, if you look, it's Treyarch, Raven, all of them working together.
Process of photogrammetry,
match made in heaven. I hope every game has done that way, you know what I mean?
Horror Faces, a dynamic real-time analysis of spontaneous performances was captured and processed to make every emotional, impactful moment true to actual life. We made sure to have special attention to the cuticles and make sure that they don't look like they're just freshly cut. There's dirt in between their nails, the oils on their palms as they're sweaty and running through situations that they're in. We're paying attention to every detail.
The thing that I'm most excited about is the number of new weapons from the era that we've added, which includes many that are brand new to the franchise. Our heroes are rogue operatives, and they operate outside the normal playbook. That means they're procuring gear by any means necessary, and it allowed us to pull a unique mix of weapons. We made sure to deliver dozens of unique attachments for every gun, and this allows the players to create a weapon to match any playstyle that you can imagine, all while maintaining the feel and tone of the era.
In Black Ops 6, we really strive for striking that balance between
Chubb.
real and
I love his
hyper-real,
last
but
name.
we want to ground our effects in realism. We find real-world reference so that we can match that motion, the weight, the timing, then riff off of that and create that hyper-real look that everybody has
I just
come
gotta
to know and
imagine
love
how
from
much
Call of Duty.
do Call of Duty devs have to watch Warform just to see, oh, that's how that explosive works, or that's how that looks when someone gets shot. Like, I feel bad if they actually had to go
The
through
Black
that.
Ops 6 user experience is all about focusing players on what they need when they need it, and our in-game HUD is no different. From the mini-map to the ammo widget to in-game notifications, the Black Ops 6 HUD combines some of our best designs in a clean, streamlined experience. For the first time in Call of Duty, players will be able to change their HUD in dramatic ways to suit their needs.
They can actually move
For
it
instance,
wherever, which is
streamers
nice.
can choose a layout optimized for their setup, or maybe you want your HUD centered so you don't have to look away.
Ugh.
Want to play hardcore anywhere, or finally put the minimap in the bottom left? those are options as well. Not only does the HUD give players important status, it connects them to the world and helps them feel rewarded for being awesome. As players track that elusive challenge or target their next level unlock, Black Ops 6 delivers an end-to-end experience from the lobby into combat and back, where player progress and
bullets to the face does it take to kill that second person? Like, god dang. That was like half a mag like dumped into his eye socket. And he's like, this is fine.
Early on in Black Ops 6's development, we set a goal to make leveling and XP matter more than ever. Looking back through the Call of Duty and Black Ops catalog, there's a lot of love, both internally at Treyarch and that we see in our community, for how we used to handle prestige. Traditional prestige is back in Call of Duty with Black Ops 6. We've pulled the best of the best from past Call of Duty prestige systems and are going bigger and more rewarding than ever. Players who reach max player level will have the choice to enter prestige, start fresh with relocked gear, and go through the leveling journey again. Black Ops 6 will have 10 prestiges, each with a valuable set of rewards to earn and equip to peacock your status. Players who make it through Prestige 10 aren't done.
I'll probably still try
Instead,
it,
they'll
though.
graduate into Prestige Master with 1,000 additional levels to climb through, and a classified reward to uncover
Jeff is gonna,
for
like,
anyone dedicated enough to make it all the way to
his
the end.
mind is gonna
The
break
full Prestige
halfway through
system
that.
is
He's gonna be
available
like, am I
on
there
day
yet?
1 in Black Ops 6.
Yeah, I'm all
We
for
know how
bespoke
many of our
animation,
players
but I
look
hope
forward
there's
to
also a little bit
multiplayer,
of
and we will be
ragdolling with the
providing a
deaths.
deep dive on it later in the
It's
year.
gonna be really
For now,
annoying once
here's
you
some
start,
insight
like,
into our
recognizing
development of
each one
Black
of
Ops
them.
6 multiplayer. Our vision since
kinda
day
like
one
the
has been to craft an
Skyrim
approachable
spin.
and engaging step change of that signature Black Ops multiplayer experience. We focused on supporting 3 core playstyles for launch. Enforcers are the slayers who like to kill and stay on the move. Recon is all
Oh,
about
it's me.
intel and counter-intel play. And strategists are support players who throw their bodies at objectives for the win or focus on taking out enemy score streaks for the team. All of our weapons, gear, and gadgets in multiplayer have been intentionally designed through that lens of supporting these play styles. And of course, it wouldn't be a Black Ops game if you can't relive those action hero moments in theater mode, which we're happy to announce is returning with
I
Black
love
Ops
that
6.
they're bringing that back.
Now I said we're only getting a taste of
It means I don't have
today,
to sit there
but
with,
of
like,
course that
Shadow
means
Play
you're
or
gonna get some
something
early
if I'm
details
not
on
streaming.
maps.
We're happy to announce that we will be launching with 16 all-new MP maps. We've got 12 core 6v6 and 4 strike maps, which can be played as 6v6 or 2v2. What
That looks
do
like a
players
comfy-looking
like? What do
theater
we
she's
know that
sitting
they
in.
want? So we're back to our classic 3-lane maps. We've got fast, frenetic experiences, and we have that balance with more medium-sized, like better for
I can't
hardcore
stand lane
pacing
play,
to
though.
keep the action flowing, but still have meaningful decisions for the player to make. The maps have their own stories, and we have multiplayer taking place after the campaign, after you finish it. So don't want to get into too many spoilers there, but you'll experience some of those locations through the multiplayer lens.
We've covered a lot today, but couldn't leave you without giving you just one more thing.
Oh boy, zombies.
Round-based Zombies is back, and we're picking up the Dark Aether storyline where we left it. We're excited to announce that there will be 2 brand new maps available at launch, with a curated mix of fan-favorite features and new elements to discover. For those new to Zombies, it's our unique take on the cooperative horde mode, where every map is packed full of powerful weapons and upgrades, deadly enemies, and tons of secrets to uncover. The legacy of Zombies is incredibly important to Treyarch, and we are so proud of what the mode is bringing to players in Black Ops 6. As you've heard today,
there it
the
is. I
innovations in
found it.
movement systems will also be coming to Zombies.
I wonder I couldn't find it.
Plus,
It was sitting on
there
my
are many additional zombie-specific features,
camera
both new and
case.
returning. This is going to
I
be a
almost called it a
truly
gun
epic
case. It's a
return for
camera
round-based zombies.
case.
Be on the lookout for more intel coming later this year.
Steph interviewed AB. Mark?
That's why I couldn't
Now, we
find
know
it.
we only
It's
gave you a
blending in.
little taste
It's
of
like carbon
multiplayer here
fiber.
today, so make sure to mark your calendars for our worldwide multiplayer reveal event at Call of Duty
trying to
Next
find this for, like,
on
a
August
week.
28th. Make sure to stay tuned for
Probably not that
details
long,
and watch your
30
favorite streamers get hands-on Black Ops 6 so you can be prepped and ready to jump into our MP beta and feel Omni movement for yourself. We'll be sharing so much more about Black Ops 6 in the coming months and look forward to seeing your reactions and your feedback from our open beta coming up this fall and into launch. And it's not just about launch, because the team is already focused on delivering a ton of content in the live seasons, which we'll be sharing more about. Am I allowed to talk about Warzone yet?
No.
Our goal on Black Ops 6 was, and
I
still
remember
is, to
liking
make
Warzone.
something that is the best work we've ever done, and frankly, the most fun to play.
Gets
To do
old
that,
after a
we
bit.
deconstructed all of our gameplay, our systems, and content plans, and repeatedly asked how something could be better. In some cases, that led us to huge innovations like
Yeah, I stopped
Omni
streaming
Movement,
that
when
in,
we're
like,
now
2020
allowing
for sure.
players
Like,
to move how real people and
I
operators
used to do a
move.
second stream during the day, like, you know, the first one
In
being
other
whatever
cases,
game I was
it led us
playing,
back
and then
to some
second
of our
stream
classic
me
systems
and, like,
like
a friend
Prestige.
from work would
Then
play it.
taking that classic system through the ringer and making
Definitely not
updates
doing
and
more of that.
improvements. Across our weapons, gear,
Just so
operators,
boring.
maps, and more, a huge
Like, if you
push has
enjoy
been to hit the
Warzone,
highest
good for you.
visual and audio fidelity
I just
possible. The campaign tells an all-new Black Ops story where you're forced to go rogue and are being hunted by the teams that trained you. On top of that, the team is really focused on mission and engagement variety. Multiplayer is a key ingredient in the DNA of Black Ops, and hopefully, in this sneak peek, it was clear that every single part of the MP game loop will be improved and better than ever, from movement, to shooting, to footsteps, to engagement systems, to death. And last but definitely not least, the triumphant return of round-based zombies. There is so much more to share across all 3 game modes before the game officially launches on October 25th. On behalf of the entire team, we can't wait
Keep
for you
seeing
to play
that crash
Call of
dust
Duty
on me.
Black Ops 6.
And now I want to see what the whole deal is with that thing. Available day 1 on Game Pass. Pretty good stuff. I'm just surprised that Metal Gear Solid is making it to Xbox in any way. Like, that makes me happy. It's like, you know, you want more money, you know, let it go to other consoles too. That's what I've always said about games. Like, console wars are stupid. Let people play however they want to play, but you make the money ultimately. Okay, so there's that. Shift. so what is all this?
Good to see you, baby. Good to see you.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Welcome, y'all. It is great to see y'all. We're going to be doing some wonderful panels. This is going to be our Meet the Creator section. And I got 3 amazing panels that are going to be happening.
All right, so we've seen all the other stuff. We don't really see this. If you want to watch this, you can find it. Xbox Game Showcase. I read it as Gamescom for some reason, and I was wondering why. I'm like, I seen like 90% of this. So, all right, we'll get over to we'll start heading out. I'm gonna get that dad wisdom up, and then see y'all tomorrow. Thank you all for coming out. Shit. All right, dad wisdom for today. It's okay to decline people's invitation if you don't have the mental energy. Remember to always care about yourself. Be a little selfish. It's good for you. And for today's Uncle Shenanigans. Not really nonsense today. Humanity has really ever continued the teachings of violence since its beginning. It is true. You know, one thing I always tell people is remember to learn how to be very, you don't have to be dangerous, but, not a victim. Be strong, exude that energy if you have to, but be like me 90% of the time. I'm just sitting there nice and chill because I know at one point I got very good at what I did in the military. So outside of that, don't be scared. People are just people, man. You just talk to them like a human being and they'll leave you alone 99% of the time. It's the 1% that they don't. You got to get a little bit hurty and, you make them hurt enough to leave you alone. It's good for you. Very good for the community. Teaches them to think twice about that sort of shit. Have a wonderful evening. It's been Beard. Later.